am taking you up until 2 o'clock. Get situated with the video here in just a second as we get logged on in. Oh, there's Dan Day. What's going on,
You're
Dan?
going up. Going up.
We're going up, dude. We are going up. I just want to know before everybody gets going with today's show. Leroy thinks I have fantastic hair today.
No, I did not.
Dude, you said what you said. I'm not going to let you forget it off the air. It's something sneaky.
I said, hey, did you get a haircut? And he said, no, my hair isn't naturally like this. To which I had a couple of choice words. And he took that as Leroy thinks my hair looks good.
I'm not out here looking like Dom Capers. See him yesterday?
Dude, what did he do? Just put a cartoon hair on?
I don't know. I was
like everybody.
I was quite shocked.
Everybody looked at him and said, we know that hair is not real, right?
Hey, Dom. I don't think he cares at this point. I think
he was my coach when I went to Carolina.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
but it doesn't surprise me. You have quite the coaching. You have like your own little coaching tree.
I have. I've had a lot of coaches. You play long enough, you see the coaches go up through the ranks.
Yep.
Players, former players become coaches and stuff like that. And that's how these guys get all these relationships. Is that you play long enough, you have some kind of interaction with everybody.
Let's get to our headlines. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
The Miami Heat is back on the practice floor today as they get ready for the season to get back going. Jimmy Butler yesterday on Instagram showing himself come back from Argentina. So we'll get our first full practice. KLove, Cody Zeller have been working out at the facility, but they get to practice with their new teammates today.
How did that practice go? Was he watching tennis in Argentina or soccer?
Both, I think. I think I saw him watch tennis, Dan, and I think I also saw him get some Argentinian jersey. The club name escapes me. I don't know who they were.
Ooh, Boca Juniors or River Plate?
I'm not. Listen, you're speaking a language I don't know, dude. Listen, I follow one team. That's the Pinks. That's it.
Didn't they say Leroy? Boca Juniors or River Plate?
Didn't they play in here?
Yeah, River Plate was here, but I'm a Boca Juniors guy.
That's who you like?
Yeah, you can't like both. It's like the Yankees and the Red Sox. You can only like one.
I thought that was the other day, Leroy. We were talking to Matt Barnes, like how serious he got about Yankees and Red Sox. He goes,
oh my goodness.
Oh, I knew. Had to be weird, like growing up a Yankees fan and then you're getting paychecks from the Red Sox. Hey, still a nice check, but still.
The closest I've been to that is, being at Michigan and then getting drafted by Cleveland.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird.
Yeah, but at that point in time, we were destroying them. So, like, the only thing y'all could do is bow down. So just don't say nothing. We get us a rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
We've been beating the brakes off you guys. Just let it go.
The NBA does get back going tonight. You got Nuggets and Cavaliers, Celtics, Pacers, Pistons, Magic, Grizzlies, and 76ers. This is your national game tonight. Pelicans, Raptors, Spurs, Mavs. Dan Day in for Marcos today. We're happy to have Dan with us today.
So is Zion going to play anymore this year? Because it seems like every time he exerts himself, his hammy blow up.
He's got a lot to put on those hamstrings, So
that's true.
He does put a lot of stretch. And how about this guy? Let me tell you something about Zion. Look, I like Zion, right?
Yep.
He's a tremendous player. Don't talk about being in the dunk contest before you actually play basketball.
Totally fair. Like the only people like, I don't know, get hurt. Zion's like, I'll do it. Was it a one-night event? I'll do it.
Right. Is that not crazy? It's like, wait a minute. If you a Pels fan, you ain't seen him play basketball that much, and he talking about being in the dunk contest?
It's got to be frustrating.
I'm revolting in the streets. No!
Well, they're in action tonight against the Raptors. We got Thunder and Jazz. Warriors, Lakers is your other national game tonight. And then Trailblazers and Kings. That is your NBA slate. Full slate tonight. Heat are back tomorrow.
You told me there's a couple of games.
I didn't know. I lied. Meanwhile, let's get a golf update here, Leroy. Brought to us by our friends over at the Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers around the country since 1968 we take it up locally, Leroy, as this is going on down here, the Honda Classic. What is going on?
The only place other than Peanut Island you have to travel north to.
That's right.
And Disney.
If you trunk slam, you can go and take a ferry over and get some lovely snorkeling in.
Yeah. So right now, Ben Taylor is first at 4 under. Other names, it's the early tee times. Billy Ho, Florida graduate. He's at 1 under. Our guy, Jason Duffner, he's at 1 under through 11. But we still have the evening wave. So Shane Lowry, no relation to Kyle Lowry, but same body type.
Lowry.
Other than that, let's see if we can another guy is fun to watch is Harry Higgs. Nothing about him says no. He go look at a picture of Harry Higgs. Nothing about him says I'm a golfer, but he's fun. Other than that, you got a lot of guys going out in the morning. Another Florida guy, Camille Vegas. He'll be a trunk slammer. He's at +6 through 8. Other than that, a lot of guys start teeing off. The second wave starts off at 11:45. So
I saw on the Miami Herald, there's a former Barry golfer, Adam Svensson. I'm rooting for him, dude. Go Bucks.
Let me see where he is.
I just saw he doesn't tee off until 12:30.
12:30. Wow, you get that prime time, huh?
So go Bucks. Shout out to Adam. Go do your thing, dude. Go represent Barry well, like I do every single day.
Really? Really?
What?
You're the reason why cops are on constant patrol around that school.
They really have upped the security there since I've left. I wonder why that is. It's a strange thing. Yeah. How's your boy Jason Duffner? He's doing decent?
He's 1 under. He's 1 under. He's right in there.
In the mix.
Yep, in the mix. He after a nice meal, after a nice meal at Shuck and Dive, he's ready to go.
Ready to roll, dude. Ready to roll.
Yes, sir. So if he's anywhere in the hunt, I'm going Sunday.
We'll take a quick break here on the show. When we come on back, we'll get into a little NFL action as some interesting stuff happening around your Miami Dolphins. And on ESPN today, they're already doing the thing to Lamar Jackson. This is what we like to call damage control on the way out. The team trying to make itself look good. We'll be back after this.
us. Just go to the Odyssey app and search for WQAM. Make us your favorite station. And there we are, like a magical day in the Magic City.
All right, you guys ready? Going up.
All right, welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Hey, Jason Aldean is coming to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm this October. Enter at WQAM.com, and you might be on your way to see this country music star. Those tickets courtesy of Live Nation. Check out livenation.com for more great shows. A lot of country acts were given away here. Look at that Luke Bryan promo going on in. So it's all happening for us, baby. Leroy, today on ESPN, the top story is about Lamar Jackson and his standoff that is going on. It says Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens and an awkward year in limbo. Mm-hmm. And it is talking about, some of the final weeks before the season ended for Lamar Jackson. Of course, had a PCL sprain. And I can see the writing on the wall with this piece because it's a lot of like team sources, people, diagnosing Lamar Jackson, not saying that he wasn't injured, but also saying, I was surprised by his tweet. Like one guy says, after Lamar Jackson was put out that tweet that really detailed his injury to basically put a bow on that he wasn't going to play. It says, "Woo boy, I was shocked by that," a team source said. One team source was under the impression that Jackson could have played without risking further damage to his knee, but once it became clear that Jackson didn't feel right, quote, "How do you dispute that?" the source said. "You have to respect the player's outlook on his own injury." That's kind of like a damage is done. Like when you say something like that in a story, it feels like no disrespect. Like,
right.
I thought that he could have played without damaging it, but how do you doubt him? Like,
right.
I just,
if there's anything, that dude has earned the right to determine when he's right and when he's not. And for anybody to suggest that, we didn't think the injury was that significant, that in itself is disrespectful. That guy, what he's done for your franchise, if he says he can't go, all right. Now, the problem is that if he had just signed a $200 million guaranteed contract and he couldn't play, everybody would have deemed it to be unfortunate. But because he doesn't have a contract, everybody's immediately going to go to that.
Oh, it's like you wrote the article, Leroy. While all Ravens personnel interviewed by ESPN considered Jackson's injury legitimate, a few wondered whether the new contract granted 5 months earlier might have made taking the field in the playoffs a little bit easier for Jackson. Quote, "Lamar can speak on that, but my feeling is no," says Ravens GM Eric DaCosta. "I think Lamar was hurt. We see him every single day. He's hurt. And a unique style as a player and a quarterback, but as a mobile quarterback, having a knee injury, a serious knee injury, makes it difficult. So it's just unfortunate that he got hurt. It was just bad timing and bad luck for Lamar." ESPN's Jeremy Fowler writes, "If this past season was supposed to provide clarity on Jackson's future for Baltimore, it achieved the exact opposite."
Yeah.
Jackson, who has vowed not to speak publicly on his contract since the start of the 2022 regular season, wants a fully guaranteed deal in the line of 5 years, $230 million given to Deshaun Watson last March. The Ravens, meanwhile, are balking at guaranteeing the full amount. According to team sources, Jackson turned down a 5-year, $250 million contract with $133 million guaranteed, far less than Watson deal, but more than the guaranteed figures of Russell Wilson, who had $124 million, and Kyler Murray of $103.3 million.
He's better than those guys. A lot better.
Yes.
More consistent. It's done more. So I can understand where Lamar's coming from. But let's look at it from the other side. The thing that we have in our memory, and the thing that most people have that would be paying this money, is Cam Newton. Very similar situations and circumstances as far as won the MVP, he went to a Super Bowl, right? Was a running quarterback, a playmaker, that used his legs basically to get guys open and then sling it down the field. And then he started getting banged up. And then you had to go to, okay, how does this guy play quarterback? How does he play in the pocket? How does he read defenses? How does he make decisions and stuff like that? So from a team perspective, the last case you have of this is Cam Newton and how that came to a screaming halt.
I think Cam Newton made it to a second contract, though. I don't think that Cam Newton was in like
no, he did. He made it to he made it after his after his original contract, and he signed another one.
Mm-hmm.
And that one lasted 2 years. So he's about in the same spot where Lamar Jackson is right now when he signed that second deal. But the money is so much different now. And so you're talking about Cam Newton got what, 20 million a year? And now we're talking about 30 to 40 plus. You see what I mean? So it's a little bit different, but at the same time,
it's also one of those things too. Like you had a situation. This also says, according to a source with knowledge, Jackson's contract negotiations, all of his counteroffers to the Ravens last year were fully guaranteed deals that exceeded that of Deshaun Watson, who signed his deal with the Browns after being traded to the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
And the source says, just because the Browns were desperate doesn't mean the Ravens are, one high-ranking NFL executive said. Right. They are a stable franchise. They aren't about to jump to something because Cleveland did it.
And I understand that. It's like, if I can think of another franchise that's very similar to those thoughts, is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They never, they'll get rid of a guy sooner than later, right? If it means they lose, a player because they won't give him the money that he probably deserves, they'll just lose the player.
I would say, yeah. The only argument to that would be they did have to hold on to Ben Roethlisberger late, and he was washed.
Well, that was nothing but a thank you for what you've done for us.
Yeah, but that's not typically their style. But that they kind of went down. Sure. They had to bite the bullet on. And
then what was that? 20 million?
I don't remember.
Right, it was still only half of what guys are getting paid now at that position. So you're talking about,
the quarterback money, but the quarterback money is getting crazy. Like, I don't know if you're seeing what's happening with Daniel Jones, this is an interesting, tie into Tua. Daniel Jones is reportedly asking for like $45 million
a year.
Yeah. Don't do that. You're being disrespectful to Danny Dimes.
Daniel Jones.
Yes. Don't do that, dude. That's what he's asking for. Because don't forget, they turned down his option. They turned down his 5th-year option, which this kind of goes to the Tua thing. Look, quarterbacks are expensive. And I get the whole worry of Tua's durability and things like that. But locking him in at 20 million, it ain't that bad, especially if when he's on the field, he's good.
Hey, here's the other deal. Is that, look.
That was very disrespectful what you did. That was worse than what you did to Chunky 52.
But here's the deal, though. Come on. Look at me.
I'm pretty sure that's probably
look at me. Look at me, both of you.
Yeah. Whoa.
Daniel Jones is asking for $45 million a year.
That's the word.
Daniel Jones.
Danny Dimes.
That means that Lamar Jackson should make $75 million a year.
Well, I think that's probably what Lamar Jackson's big issue is, though. He's like, yeah, but come on. Look at these bums who are getting paid.
It's like, man, I understand. And here's the other deal. You got to start somewhere. But guess where this is going? This is going here. Team's going to start franchising guys for that $35 million and say, okay.
Just keep dragging it out.
Right. And then but here's what's going to happen. All these quarterbacks are going to end up making more money, even though they don't have that long contract. Right?
Yeah, because you're gonna get that
huge Kirk Cousins deal.
Yeah, you're gonna be riding the Kirk Cousins, and then I don't know if anybody's gonna have, will anybody have the gumption to sit out, just not show up. Like, could that happen? I mean, Deshaun Watson did it.
Well, it's also you got to be careful now. You got to understand the franchise you're playing for.
True,
right?
But they don't really have.
You think if let's be clear. You hear Baltimore talking. If Lamar Jackson would happen to sit out, they would just move on and just let him not play.
All right, but like that's an interesting thing to say, but like, dude, like Harbaugh was like his job was on the line before Lamar Jackson stepped on that field, and he put him in there and took.
Well, that's again for all the reasons from a standpoint of the organization and what he's done for the organization, I can give you to pay that man, right? Which it shouldn't even gotten to this point. And here's what happens. These teams wait and wait and wait, thinking, I have time to tie my guy up. And then somebody else signs a ridiculous contract. And now you're stuck because the player goes, hold on, I'm better than him. Let's back this bus up. You didn't want to deal with. Now I'm asking for this. Mm-hmm. So it's partly their own doing because they could have re-signed Lamar Jackson
definitely
way before all this took place.
Absolutely.
And now they're in this position because they waited.
Yeah.
So, like Lamar Jackson a year ago or a year and a half ago might have been okay with $35 million a year, which seems pretty reasonable.
RVA Richie says, just pay him in dimes. That's all.
That's, I mean, come on, but like, come on, man. There's certain guys out there asking for, like, I was a little curious as to Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a difference between where Lamar Jackson is and where Kyler Murray is. Because even if Kyler Murray is healthy, with all the talent they have, they wasn't winning. But that's not true with Lamar Jackson. And so you talking about a guy that's actually done something and was an MVP for your franchise.
I know.
So he's coming from a different place than Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones.
He also, one of the things with Kyler Murray that's like, you want your quarterback to be a leader and accountable. He doesn't seem like he's got a lot of that stuff with him. As Lamar Jackson seems like he's all about that stuff.
Right.
Like exactly. So that's why, like, when I see this stuff come out from the Ravens, I'm like, I don't think you guys come off as credible if you're trying to say that Lamar Jackson did anything that, was anti-team or anything. Like, you guys put yourself in this position to do this, because that guy's credibility is pretty through the roof as far as character's concerned.
Not going at the organization, not making a stink. Lamar Jackson has not made a stink. He could have made a stink last offseason.
Could have made a stink.
He could have said, you know what? I'm not going to be a lame duck going into this last year. He didn't do it.
He makes a polite stink. He just he acknowledges things on social media, but he still won't be mean about it.
Right. But that's like it. The hardest thing to deal with in sports is teams talking out both sides of the neck. Right. And that's this. Oh, you're very important to us. You are. And you hear them talk about, hey, if Lamar plays, we got a chance. He's our franchise guy. He's this. You've heard this for the last 3 years. Right. Now it's time to pay him, and crickets.
Well, I think the other thing that's interesting about this too is like they really have never surrounded him with that much. And like,
how did it all on him?
How did the Ravens not look at what the Eagles did this year?
Oh, and Steph, you ass. I know Steph's around there somewhere. Steph.
Dan Day is holding up some munchies right now. How do they not look at like what Jalen Hurts was able to do this year? You get him a number one in Jalen in AJ Brown, a first round pick. Like how do you not look at that and be like, oh, whoa, imagine if you could get a dual threat QB and you give him some actual weapons. Like, what could we be?
Right. And that's like it you take for granted how much you lean on certain players to be great. And then when it's time to reward those players, now you're going to point out all of their inefficiencies or the things they can't do when you have basically put the franchise in on this man's arm and on his legs. You have, because you ain't give him no talent. You ain't give him, that elite receiver. And now when it's time to get his comeuppance, because you have put all of this weight of this franchise on this man's back, now you crickets. Now you looking up in the sky at birds like, no, what? No, that's not us. No, what are we doing? Right? So I think at some point, they need to have a conversation with Lamar, a honest conversation, and say, look, and do, you know what? Guess what? Do a 10-year, $400 million deal with $200 million guaranteed, right? Because what happens is Patrick Mahomes got that big deal. Watch how many times they rework that deal and give him $60 or $70 million check so they can move money around. That's the point of this. You can do it to get him his money and still have a cap-friendly deal.
That cap
because
jiu-jitsu.
Kansas City, all the money that Patrick Mahomes is going to make, remember we signed that big old contract?
Mm-hmm.
Look at where he ranks amongst the quarterbacks. That's how you do it.
We'll take a quick break. Kevin Love going to be on the practice court today.
Goodness, if you
what?
I'm telling you what, your excitement for Kevin Love
doesn't
fit anything that you ever said about that man.
Times have changed. Let me tell you something.
No.
This guy. No. I got to tell you, this guy played my heart like a fiddle yesterday. Tell you about it next.
Download it today. Search for WQAM. Make us your favorite station. We've got talk shows and the games of your favorite teams. And just to say it again, it's free. Ka-ching.
All right, you're going up.
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Get to a little 15 minutes of heat here in just a second. But Leroy, can you get a weather update from the Devesman and Dover Law Firm? YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE. Leroy Horde heading over to the Windowplex.
Going over to the Windowplex.
Figure out what we got going on over there. He pursuits.
All right, we got 10 to 15 mile-an-hour winds coming out of the east.
Oh,
Partly cloudy, and it would be like 83 degrees.
wow. He's a golfer. He's a golfer, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody knows the weather like Leroy Horde and his golfing skills.
Yep. I wish my golfing skills were as good as my figuring out what the weather was.
Don't sell yourself short, dude. Hey, let me ask you this before we get back into the heat. What's an acceptable age to let your son go paintballing? My son is 7.
Hold on. No.
Feels young.
No. See, because you gonna go at this like Bubba. And that's where people get hurt. I would say the age for paintballing should be the age to where if you get hit by a paintball, you won't cry.
That's a good question.
No, I'm saying. So you talking about
Feels a little early.
I say he got a little about I say about another 5-6 years.
So you think 12 is like the appropriate age
when you can get hit by a paintball and not cry. Like that, if he's too young to understand that, okay, you're not just going out there and shooting other people, they can shoot you too.
It was a bad idea by me. We were walking out of jiu-jitsu last night. Yeah, well,
what you suggest? Hold on. Your wife was nowhere around.
No.
Okay.
No.
You were just trying to be a good dad. Hey, son, you know what we should do? We should go paintballing.
This is what happened. I walked out of jiu-jitsu last night, and we were having these deep father-son conversations where he was like, Dad, sometimes I wish video games were real. And I was like, and I said, what do you mean, son? Like, you want like Pokemon to be real, like Detective Pikachu or something like that? Or Mario, like, I don't understand. What do you want to be real? And he goes, well, he's playing this game called Splatoon, which is basically paintball. He goes, I wish Splatoon was real. I said, isn't that like paintballing? I said, actually, that is real. You can go do that. And he goes, really? I said, hold on. I have to make sure that you're old enough to do
the adult suggested this. So now you got him all excited to. You're an idiot. I feel sorry for D.
Why?
All the work that she's doing with them kids, you ruining it. Now he's gonna be walking through the house, like pretending to paintball. You know it's coming.
I feel like it's too young. 7 feels too young to go paintball.
Yes.
But yes! I didn't know at the time like this was gonna be some idea that he really liked, you know?
You suggested it, you idiot.
I know. Well,
you see, part of being an adult is kind of having an idea where a conversation is going and you cut it off.
Yep.
You ain't there yet.
So you think it's a bad idea?
You got your kid. Now you got your kid. He gonna go to school in fatigues and he getting ready for you to take him paintballing.
Dan Day, does 7 seem too early to go paintballing?
No, not at all.
Wow.
Wait.
I'm sitting here like, what? Why not? You said it. He wants to do it. Let him go do it. If it's terrible, he'll never want to do it again. You're fine. It's a good learning lesson. He'll always remember this. So yeah, 7's not too young. Send him out there, see what happens. Maybe he'll become a
I don't think if you go paintballing, I think you have to be a certain age anyway.
Well,
did you even look at it?
Everything's
You know what?
You're a good
Here,
father.
I'm gonna give you your first parental lie. right? Oh, Tommy, I tried to look into it, but you got to be 16.
Maybe that. Yeah, I got a nice out there. That's true.
Yeah, look at
I've gotten it.
See this. You got to see this beforehand, parent. You can't be doing this on the fly because guess what? Kids are smart.
Yep.
So if you come back at him, he might already have an ulterior plan to get him paintballing. But Dad, it could just be me and you paintballing around the house.
I mean, I've shot paintballs before. I've been shot by paintballs before. You know who hit me with paintballs? John Crotty, former Heat point guard.
John Crotty. Oh, that's when they did it, huh?
Yeah, that dude
hurts, right?
Oh, dude, it hurts. And he was far away too.
You want to subject your 7-year-old to that?
Well, I feel like you get a little armor if you go to the paintball range. I think that's how it goes.
Make it tough, man. You know what? If they say it's okay for a 7-year-old to play paintball, they've done the research, man. Just put them out there.
No, they haven't.
I mean, they're worried about legal.
You know what the research is? Somebody will pay.
Let me see. Minimum.
It's got to be like 16. It might even be 18.
Or suggested age. Suggested age.
Let's see. There's something called Gator Paintball Extreme. I don't know where that is.
I mean, he's not going to be like me going out there drunk and high and shooting paintballs and getting shot up. He's going to be sober, running around. He'll be fine.
It says minimum age at our paintball park, 7 years old for kids soft paintball, 9 years for .50 low impact paintball, and 0.68 standard. So I guess the calibration of like the gas in the gun.
It'll be a memory
and
he'll never forget.
You know what his first comment's going to be?
He's a big 7-year-old. I could pass him as 8.
No,
there you go.
But here's the deal. You want to know what his first comment is going to be? These things barely shoot.
It's possible.
I want the big people gun. I want the one that shoots hard. You know it's coming. Don't put yourself in that situation.
I feel like paintball guns have cool names too. All right. I'll think about it.
Oh my goodness. Hey, how about laser tag? There you go. Laser tag.
Jay Stud says, I have a 7-year-old. There's no way I'm taking him paintballing. All right. Understood. Everybody's got different parenting styles, Jay Stud. I don't judge.
Different parenting styles.
What?
Come on. Are you serious? Hold on. First of all, your wife will never allow it. No chance. No.
She don't gotta know.
Then he's off the hook. He's off the hook. If your wife won't allow it, she's the bad guy. Just say, I'm sorry.
You know
your mom
what I've
won't let
learned
you.
about kids? Kids cannot keep a secret. They get way too excited.
It just snitches.
So when you guys come back, if you say, don't tell mom. Ooh, mommy, I had so much fun. What did you do? Yeah.
He's gonna rat.
You're setting yourself up for a family situation.
He's gonna he would definitely rat. There's no doubt in my mind. He can't keep a secret like that. And it really does hurt. I mean, it's no joke as far as it's concerned. I don't think that we could I don't know. Maybe another year. Maybe he won't bring it up again.
Another year. What?
Maybe he won't.
On.
JFA, can you
remember the situation at the Panthers arena with the doll?
Yeah, actually, that was bad. I didn't get him a Stanley C. Panther for a year. He was upset about that.
Right.
JFA, could you please
did he forget?
Guy says on
did he
text
forget?
He did not. He's like an elephant.
Okay. Right.
Another guy says airsoft is the way to go. All right, I'll go with airsoft.
I think you're good.
JFA, could you bring up this video of the time John Crotty hit me with paintballs?
Tobin, I'm going right at you first, brother.
Oh, man.
As a marksman.
That's good accuracy right there.
Yeah, I remember that now. The pain is coming back to me. I don't think I can let my child. I don't think I can let my child do this.
Hold on.
The pain is coming back to me.
Let's get this straight. So wait, why is everybody else everybody else hold up. He only shooting.
Well, just in case
Everybody
he missed.
had to get it.
I didn't realize John Crotty was a marksman. I didn't know how accurate he was.
Why did he make it a point to be like, Tobin, I'm going for you first? Why is he at it out for you? I'm wondering.
I don't know, Dan Day. We were just lined up the way we were lined up at that point, and he was going sniping. And
I
then
think that's a question to be asked right there.
maybe I'll ask him the next time I see him at the Heat game. Be like, hey, Crotty, you remember the time you sniped you with paintballs?
Next time I see him, that's the first thing I'm asking him is like, why you shooting at my boy Tobin first?
Because he lost a bet, which is normal.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
You think he would just volunteer standing in the parking lot with the iguanas and the broke fence?
Dang. John Crotty knew what he
Right
was
next
doing.
to, right next to the Sex Emporium and Popeyes.
The second question, Leroy brings up a good point. Why is everybody else holding their crotch?
Well,
It's
it's again like I believe that was Romberg's suggestion at the time. And the other thing, like we didn't know how like accurate John Crotty
He
was.
was gonna be.
We didn't know.
You thought he could hit anybody.
But he he hit me. I think he hit me chest, arm, chest. He was on the money.
Hey, look, why is everybody else still look? You on the
They're still holding it.
Really
Except for the alien in the white.
Right.
The alien in the white's like in the park, just hands in his pocket, looking
Who's
around.
dressed like
I
a
don't know.
snowman?
Oh, that's Joy. Joy didn't have. Well, Joy obviously doesn't have stuff to
Oh.
protect there, so she was all right, but she did get hit in the head.
She's in a white outfit or whatever.
Yeah, well, she was dressed like the Marshmallow Man. You had
Okay.
Zaslow was wearing like a hockey sweater, but I just went t-shirt, and it hurt.
Oh my goodness, what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
And who's that in between? Oh, that's Romberg.
that's Romberg, and he
He
had
looks like
something
he
over
has
him too.
A vest.
He had like a vest on, yeah, to protect himself.
Yeah.
It's soft. Anyway,
Oh my goodness.
one guy says on the text line, regular people ages 10, redneck
Yeah.
parents ages 7. Take him,
Yeah.
Tobin.
With that being said, I think your son should play some paintball. I think you should send him out there at least once. It's a memory he'll never forget.
Hold on. You cannot take advice from a non-parent.
How do you know I don't have kids? I don't even know if I have kids. Come
Fair
on.
point. Boxed in. We'll take a quick break.
Yeah, you out of your mind.
We'll take a break. We will get into some heat on the other hour, next hour, and also some more Dolphins. Lots of fodder to get into. Back after this.
WPO. It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tagovailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Chris Sims can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
To the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Taking you up till 2. Streaming live on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. 560 WQAM is our channel there. And if you want to watch the silly sauce, Miami 560 WQAM is where you can watch us live every single day, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You get clips of Hockman and Crowder. They're up there as well. And, of course, Sports Day with our boy Dan Day. You guys, you back Saturday, Dan Day? Are you back in action this weekend?
4 hours of glory from noon to 4.
4 action, man. He's going to be there leading you all the way up to Canes basketball as the Canes take on the Seminoles, I think. I mean, I don't know if we have the Heat that day. I'm honestly
It's going to be the Heat. It's going to be the Heat. There's going to be a little
like
break
I
in the action.
said, the Heat. Dan will take you up from 12 until 4. So go check out our guy, Dan.
How
Day
we
this
feeling
weekend.
about these? Like, I get college,
Yep.
but when we get these 2, 3 o'clock Heat games, I'm like,
A little bit weird. It's a little bit weird, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Do you do boots on? You never do boots on the ground during the day.
I haven't had that scenario. Yeah, I haven't gone to an afternoon. No, wait, did I go to one? Maybe I did. I think I went to one this year. That was afternoon. I don't remember it, but I feel
That
like
was probably they played on Martin Luther King, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But that was
You're
in,
early
that was
as hell
that
for
was
that.
that was in Atlanta though. I remember
okay.
that.
Okay.
That game was in Atlanta. I remember that. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. I've been before early, but I don't know if I've been this year. I am looking forward, though. I'll tell you this much, dude. We'll get some headlines here brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
This Kevin Love, he speaks to me because the next time I'm boots on the ground is going to be Heat and Sixers on March 1st. That's when they're back from this this road trip.
Mm-hmm.
And this Kevin Love, he was speaking to some of the beat reporters yesterday, the beat writers. And Kevin Love telling me it was an easy choice to pick Miami over Philadelphia. That's Goosies galore right there, dude. I mean, you want to work your way into my heart. You slander the Sixers at any point, at any time. That makes me happy. That makes me happy. Pretty wild. And here's another
I'm
thing.
with you. I'm with you, Tobin.
Yep. Because they can go to what? Look, is he trying to play? Is he trying to, Hulk Hogan it? Is he trying to like put his hand to his ear and try to get the fit? Maybe, but it's working. If you want to go out there, you want to slander the Sixers, the Knicks, or the Celtics, your first day on the job, I'm all for it.
I got to tell you, if you were a crowd, you'd be easy to get a pop out of.
I love a cheap pop, dude. I love any time I can go in front of a crowd and just be like, I would do that all the time. Like when I go to watch parties that we were doing and everybody's wearing Dolphins jerseys, I'd come out here and be like, who really likes the Dolphins, huh? Ah! Easy pop. I'm all about it. Who doesn't like satisfaction like that? Especially at a restaurant full of strangers. Why you look at me like that, dude?
Because I always look at you like this. Why are you shocked?
Fair point.
Like, you get the look all the time.
Did you did you tell Big Spoon about my conundrum during the break?
Oh my goodness. Dude, she got mad at me like it was me. Like I was doing this with somebody. I'm like, what? She goes, what?
So
And then a couple of explicatives, and then on the way out, idiot. I said, it wasn't me.
So she doesn't suggest taking my
No.
7-year-old paintballing.
Even if he is a moose.
He is a moose. He is a moose.
I said, but he's a moose. I'm like, the thing about big kids is when things happen to them, they cry like a little kid. Like they're
True.
still kids.
It's true.
And it looks awkward.
Yep.
Like, no, he's not 15. He's only 10.
It's true. It's not fair. It's not
It
fair
is
that
true. Little kids want to be treated like adults until they get treated like adults, and then they're like, "I'm just a kid." I'm like, you can't go back. You can't go back. I got you.
you got the excuse machine for these kids. Now all of a sudden, huh?
And wait. And Tommy's your son. So I'm more than sure he's got a few lined up already.
He is pretty slick. He's got that verbal jiu-jitsu on the on lock, that's for sure. Meanwhile, the Miami Dolphins, of course, have a decision looming with Tua Tagovailoa. I believe May 1st is the deadline for this, the 5th-year option.
It's not a decision. There's one or two things they could do, right? They can extend them.
Yep.
And probably save.
Which they're not going to do.
And save $10 million a year. They can pick up the option, which you're going to be in the same boat next year, because if you pick up the option, he has a great year, you're going to give him a new contract.
Yep.
Or you could not pick up the option and then really be in trouble after next year. So I think they pick up the option because when you pick up the option, it gives you more options to extend or whatever, but you still have the rights of the player.
I mean, the worst case,
what the Giants did with Daniel Jones, they get what they get.
They get what they get. That's
why would you not ever pick up the 5th year of a quarterback that's $20 million? Even if it doesn't work, you're saving $20 million a year.
This was Robert Griffin III. RG3 was on ESPN. Dolphins were a big topic yesterday, and RG3 was asked about what the Dolphins should do. Here's what the former NFL QB had to say.
Hey, Robert, if you ran the Dolphins, would you invest your future with Tua long-term as the franchise quarterback?
Matt, I'm going to go ahead and answer that by saying I would exercise his 5th-year option for sure. You're talking about a $23 million number that is more than a bargain for a starting quarterback in the NFL right now, and you lock him down for 2 more years. Here's the thing. Tua proved a lot of his haters wrong going into the year by leading the NFL in passer rating. Yes, he had a better passer rating at 105.5 than Patrick Mahomes. He proved that if you give him protection up front, that he will stand in the pocket and can deliver on the money. He proved that if you give him weapons on the outside like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, that he can go out and put the ball on the money whenever he needs to and throw the ball successfully down the field. Now, he threw a personal record in yards and touchdown passes, despite only playing in 13 games. But as that piece just stated, that's the problem right now with Tua. He hasn't played a full 16 or 17 game season. And the really scary part is the head injuries that he's had to deal with, especially last year. You don't want to put him in a situation where he has another 1 or 2 of those next season, and it's starting to affect his life after football. So that's why I would go the option of exercising his 5th-year option and not really worry about the future or you still have time to see if Tua is going to be able to maintain his health for a full season.
There you go. RG3 is on SportsCenter.
That makes the most sense, is that you basically, by picking up the 5th-year option, you buy yourself more time. Right. And if it costs you $23 million and it doesn't work, that's a lot better than $45 million with some of these guys, or sign up for it. Now, I don't understand why the Giants wouldn't do that, right? You invested a high pick on a quarterback.
Well,
and basically you're saying he should have been there.
They had a new coach. I think they were probably wondering, like, I think they probably told Dayball, like, hey, play him this year and we'll see what's what. That's why, because they turned down the 5th-year option on him.
Well,
Right. But that's what I'm saying. But so now it's going to cost him a lot more.
But that's what you got to wonder about Daniel Jones. Is it Daniel Jones coming into his own, or is it just Brian Daboll being that good?
I don't know. That's a good question because,
Right.
like, everybody looks at the Josh Allen with Brian Daboll and saying, like, he's just the quarterback whisperer. He can turn guys around. Can he do it with somebody else? Could he go get, Derek Carr and do the same thing? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. But with the Dolphins, like, the thing with me is you had this head coach, right? And he said, like, many times, I basically spent the first 6 months of my job trying to convince people this guy was a good quarterback, and especially a good quarterback for his system.
Mm-hmm.
You want to call him system quarterback, QB quarterback, but Mike McDaniel's going to be the coach going forward for the foreseeable future. And he seemingly has a quarterback who can execute his offense pretty well.
Right.
So I don't understand why you would put yourself in a position where you would have to maybe double up that money, even if you franchised him next year. Like if you turned it down, okay, he has a great year. Now he could walk, right? Franchise is more than his 5th-year option. I think, like, okay, I guess the doomsday scenario is Tua has a concussion issue and now you're on the hook for 23 and maybe he can't play football. But I think you're kind of buying in on the talent, right? Like you gotta think out of all of this stuff. Like you went into this thinking, all right, Tua, don't have a ankle injury, don't have some ribs broken this year, don't have a hand. Yeah, who could see head injuries coming? Like that doesn't usually play into it.
We're sitting here making it sound like, when a guy has these head injuries that he's injury prone. And I'm like, dude, you can't control how you fall. Like I can understand
he's doing judo, dude. Judo.
I could understand if he tweaked a hammy or the ankle or the hip was bothering him or whatever. But we talking about freak accidents, like just in how you fall, it's not even a thing about getting hit. It's just how he gets slammed to the ground. And so, I'm not going to say that like it could wear on you, but I am going to say the chances of him consistently having that injury that way, right? It's kind of a unique situation to him. You don't hear about, usually there's guys that get hit a lot. Back in the day, used to be those guys going across the middle. But to say, oh, he fell on the back of his head or he did this, and for $23 million, what he's done, right, versus what I hope he could do, I'll be more than welcome to take that risk for $23 million.
It just feels like less of a risk.
Right. But what happens with these teams, right, is they jump the gun on making decisions. So there was no reason not to extend Daniel Jones. If not for this reason, who else you going to get for $20 million?
But the thing with Daniel, I get the Daniel Jones thing in that, okay, you had a new coach coming in that maybe wasn't necessarily sold on him, because the timeline's a little bit different from the Dolphins in that the Dolphins didn't have to make an option decision Mike McDaniel's first year, so Mike was going to get to see it out either way. And if you tell Brian Daboll, hey, you come here, see what you could do with this guy, maybe he's good, maybe you can go in another direction. It's kind of similar to like when Adam Gase came down here with Ryan Tannehill. Like, hey, see if you can do with this guy.
Right.
See how it works out. But I think with the Dolphins, they didn't have that pressure. They knew, hey, after the whole Brady tampering thing didn't work out with Sean Payton, it's like, all right, next step, how do we make our quarterback who we have better? How do we we have this guy, Mike McDaniel, sends him 700 highlights of himself being awesome, build up his confidence again. Like Mike McDaniel and Tua are tied. They have a good relationship. That seems to be the direction we're all going to. Obviously, I always know, and every caveat with Tua, you got to say health being the option there. But like, I think that the guy believes in him as being the quarterback for his team. I think they made that pretty clear.
Absolutely. The other thing is that, I mean, I have no patience for organizations who have been around forever and don't have patience with certain positions. And they've gotten caught up. See, if you're an organization or a front office or a coaching staff, you're supposed to know better. You're supposed to know more than anyone about the path of some of these positions and how long it takes to develop and what have you. And I've seen far too many times where the franchise and the organization has been rats off a ship after a couple of years without, and I say this, if this guy don't work out after 2 years, that's your fault for selecting him. Because there would have had to be something in his past, something that you've heard, something through a conversation that you've had that would show that this guy's not going to put the work in, or this guy's not going to do the things necessary to become the best version of himself. And so from that standpoint, seeing Daniel Jones struggle, you've already said by your actions that it's not Daniel Jones, it's the coach.
Also, could you imagine as a front office, because I was listening to Perk on with Joe earlier today, and it was a good point. Like, you have not only the questions with him, but you have it with your other first-round picks. You're not going to give a fifth-year option to Noah. I mean, let's be real.
Right. But that's different position, though.
Understood, but still, you're not. They did it with Christian Wilkins. It's like you're not going to do it with Noah. You're not going to do it with Austin Jackson. You're not going to do it with Tua. A GM is going to pick 3 first-round picks, and none of them get to a second contract. You're not even picking up the option on him. That's a huge blemish. Even if his next draft was good with Waddle and JP and John, that's a huge.
Exactly. But that's the thing. See, we look at these players and we slot them and we expect a production out of that, that slot, or we figure what their contribution should be based on where they get picked. But I'm going to tell you like this. What if you select a first rounder, a guy who's graded out to a second or third round, you take him in the first round, and then he doesn't work out and he plays like a second or third rounder that needs more development? That's on you. That ain't on the player. He ain't going to say, no, I'm a third round pick. I don't want to be a first rounder. So there's a lot of that too. There's a lot of when these guys go through the selection process and a position starts going off the board really quick and they go, oh, we got to get one. And they just end up with a guy who never would have been in the first round. And then we wonder why he's not playing like a first round talent. It happens a lot with quarterbacks. Did anybody, Daniel Jones, when he got selected, where did everybody go? Oof. And guess what? Now we're going, oof. And you're wondering why.
Guy says there's some good money in paintball tournaments. Get him out there now.
I had a friend that actually he coached paintballers.
There's no way he lives east of 75.
You think that guy's from the Sawgrass or from Loxahatchee or something like that?
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Some other Dolphins moves that are on the horizon also. We'll get some of that coming up next. Welcome back, everybody. At B o'clock. Country music and sports fans, you've got your chance. Go to win a trip to see country music great Luke Bryan at Resorts World, Las Vegas. Country on. We'll give you some cash to help pay for airfare. We'll pick up your hotel and give you 2 tickets to see Luke Bryan. Here's how you can win. Go to the Odyssey app, log in, and listen to WQAM.com, or go to WQAM.com and listen. You'll get an entry for every hour that you listen. The more you listen to WQAM, the more chances you have to win those tickets to Luke Bryan at Resorts World Las Vegas. Tickets available now at AXS.com. Before we get back into the Dolphins here, Leroy, and some funny tweets during the break from Mike Gesicki. Let's get a golf update here from our friends over at the Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Home of the 90-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers around the country since 1968. What do we have so far, Leroy? The Honda Classic gets underway today up here in my neck of the woods. What do we got as far as the
109?
We got 109 on the turnpike.
Joseph Bramlett is in the lead at 4 under. Ben Taylor has dropped a shot, but you can tell he's in the bear trap, so it's tough. Billy Horschel has crept up. You'll start seeing these guys getting better and going up and down once they get to, I think it's 15, 16, and 17, which is the bear trap. Jason's still at 1 under. I miss our man Gooch.
I miss the Gooch man too.
Yep.
Gooch.
Other than that, that's really about it. Not a whole bunch of guys under par. So it is a tough golf course. It's a little bit of wind.
A little windy?
A little bit, 10 miles an hour. But I mean, it's a tough golf course. So what you'll start seeing is guys will build up a nice little, get some equity in their score, 1, 2, 3 under, and then they'll get to 50. I think it's 15, 16, and 17, if I'm not mistaken, which is considered the bear trap. And then they'll start giving stuff back then. So once you see them start going through there, then you'll see how legitimate their score is. But a lot of them, Ben Taylor is through 17. S.H. Kim is through 16. So these are the guys that you look at. Joseph Bramlett, he's just getting 2. He's playing 16 right now. So once they get through those holes, then their score will be more legit. But until then, that's it.
There you go. That's our update there. All right. So somebody texted about this right before we went to break, and he said, did you guys hear about the Heisman winner wanting to be drafted by the Dolphins? And I was going to get to this, but it's funny enough, as we went to break, there was an update to this. So Caleb Williams from USC quarterback, he can't be drafted this year, just so everybody, he still has eligibility he has to fulfill. But he was asked about what team he'd like to play for in the NFL. And he said he wants to play for Miami. He said, I like to be around younger coaches. He said, I'd probably go to the Dolphins. I'd also be able to play with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki. The defense isn't bad. That's probably my number 1 spot.
Hey, he's got a lot of information about the Dolphins.
That's right.
Still in college. Holy smoke. Is he from here?
I don't think so. He also said the colors are pretty cool and the weather's good.
I mean, hold on.
It's not wrong.
All of the guys that, say where they would like to play and what have you, usually have some kind of history there.
He's from DC.
Huh?
He's from DC.
From DC. He's got to have, dude. If you're in California, you don't just all of a sudden have. I want to know the backstory.
Here's the thing, dude. This is what I think it is, and we noticed this last. I just think the Dolphins are a fun national team. Like having that much star power and speed at receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how many people were doing the waddle this year. Like after you had it in soccer, you had it in college football. People were doing the waddle. Tyreek Hill's a huge star, right? And I think that Mike McDaniel went viral a lot. This kid's probably like, look at these Dolphins. They seem like great fun. If I had my choice. Now, obviously,
you don't.
And also, man, that would be a collapse for the Miami Dolphins. You have to collapse for Caleb. You'd have to for this all through. And something tells me that if that were to happen, I don't think those guys would be here anymore. I don't know how much fun he'd be having. If like we went from the scenario where, oh yeah, you got to collapse in a year to go get Caleb Williams. It's like, I don't think Mike McDaniel's here. I don't think Tyreek's going to be here. And I don't think Jalen Waddle. Maybe Jalen Waddle will still be here. But one guy that he lists there, Mike Gesicki, he has weighed in.
Wait. Let me guess. Good luck, but I won't be there.
Well, here's what he said. So he reacts to this, and Mike Gesicki, he says, Caleb, they telling you that I'm staying with the Dolphins through 24? I'm just trying to figure out what I should do with my condo lease.
That's a perfect answer. That is, you know what? That's perfect. Like, look, how can you say something funny without throwing shade at anybody while trying to get some information? Good job, Gesicki. That was an excellent job. I mean, what can you say? All you can do is laugh, but wonder. Nobody threw any shade at anybody.
Well, I don't think he's not throwing shade. He's just It's kind of like the
asking for a friend.
It kind of feels like the Magic Johnson meme of I'm not gonna be here. He knows he's not gonna be here.
I mean, but still,
might as well have some fun with it though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like you know what? Things like this happen in sports. Mike Gesicki knows that they want something different out of his position. He knows he hasn't lost anything, right? He knows he can play. And so from that standpoint, that response is perfect. It's perfect. He almost said it like, hey, did they tell you something I don't know? Because like, yeah, man, I just like it. No, we all knew what he was saying, but he all said it tongue in cheek, and we can have a laugh with it.
I think it's cool that Caleb Williams wants to be here. Like, he's obviously not going to be here.
Oh,
but
my goodness. Here we go. Don't start.
What?
Because I know where this goes.
What do you mean?
First, it starts off with a little phone call. Hey, what's up? Who this is? Caleb. Oh, you in town? You want to go to a movie or something?
That's not how that works.
And then next thing you know, you're smitten.
I'm
gotta
not
have him. Dude. No,
I don't. I obviously don't want to have. If we get him, obviously something has gone horribly wrong. I mean,
our Tua would turn in. You are wishy-washy. Our Tua will be.
I'm not wishy-washy.
You know what? You'll come up with a song, the two Calebs. You know, Caleb Martin. The two Calebs in town. You like. You are rats off a ship so quick.
I'm not rats off a ship. All I'm saying is it's cool that the Dolphins have somebody who is interested in him, who is interested in them just because of how much fun they look. I think that's cool.
But why don't I feel like that's all you think?
That's all I think, dude.
Because you spend your whole season window shopping for better stuff.
That's not true.
In every sport, on every team, window shop. You walk by a store and you go, ooh, a shooter. How much that shooter cost? Oh no, I can't afford that. Right? Like that's how you ended up. That's how you ended up at Five Below, and you got Kevin Love. Right?
No, don't say that about Kevin Love. Don't say he's Five Below.
I'm not saying that he's not a good player. Right? I'm not saying he can't help. But what I am saying is that when the trade fodder started to where we are now, you started at Macy's with trying to make deals work for certain players. And then where did we end up? Because guess what? If I'm not mistaken, were you not considering Kyrie?
I was considering Kyrie.
Okay. So see what I'm saying? Macy's, and in a month and a half, who did you end up with?
Kevin Love.
Who else?
Cody Zeller.
Okay. So
my guy.
You can say whatever you want, What I'm saying is not that far off.
Dude, I'm not collapsing for Caleb Williams. Okay. I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not going to start backing up the tank truck. We're too close.
Dan, we have a whole reel of things that he said just like this.
There's no way.
Right. Wait. Have you not said something like this about Kevin Love in the past?
Well, I mean, I was a little harsher on Kevin Love, to be fair. He was on the Cavaliers. I mean, I'm
not grabbing this from thin air. You got history with doing stuff like this.
I'm not disparaging Caleb Williams. I'm just saying I don't think it's possible. I just think it's cool. A young guy likes to come to the Dolphins. That's cool.
Yes.
That's cool. I think the Dolphins have an attraction. They have a cool factor to them.
It is. You know what? With the coaches and the players, it's been a while since you've said,
right,
this team is fun to watch.
Exactly. That's the biggest takeaway I have out of it.
Really?
Don't look at me like that.
Really?
I swear I don't want.
I'm telling you, if I hear in a couple of months from now you Tobin saying something about we need Caleb Williams, I'm gonna be mad as hell.
Hey, Dan, it's coming.
No.
Dude, I'm telling you, this guy is so wishy-washy with his fandom. It like, dude, it's like, look, he'll be watching Tua be doing great. And then on Saturday, he'll see Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams throw like a 50-yard just dime rocket, and he'll come in on Monday. Leroy, did you see that pass? I don't even watch USC football.
I don't watch UFC football.
Right.
Oh man, guys,
I can hear it right now. Like maybe we should like try to give away some. Well, we don't have a lot of draft picks, but like trade up in the draft and get Caleb Williams. Oh, please don't.
No, he won't do that. He won't do that.
He's just gonna.
But he'll right.
We obviously don't have the arsenal for that. What I'm gonna have to tell Caleb is make a stink. He's gonna have to drop down that draft board.
Oh, he's gonna have to do the gas mask.
He's gonna have to do that. Yeah, he's gonna have to do that.
And be honest about it. He said, was that you under the get? Yes, it was.
Guy says, when was the last time anybody wanted to come play for the Dolphins? Especially young. Like, obviously the Dolphins have been good at getting free agents. That's not new. But like a young guy who's like, that team looks cool. I want to go play for that team. That's what really struck me.
There's two teams. If you are a receiver, you should be really excited, or even a quarterback. One, you have no chance, and that's Kansas City. Because I tell you what, that Andy Reid, I mean, what that offense became without Tyreek Hill was still amazing.
Yep.
And when you see Mike McDaniel, but I will say this, and I've been saying this, and I've told you this a lot, Tobin. People think that you can plug anybody in Mike McDaniel's offense and have them do what Tua did. And that's not true. He is very skillful in what they ask him to do and where they ask him to throw the football and how quick they ask him to get rid of the ball. Most of the quarterbacks' problems in the NFL, and you'll hear this every Sunday, hold the ball too long.
Guy texts in, Tobin, a.k.a. Rats Off a Ship, needs to admit it, wishy-washy Tobin.
Yes.
Unfair.
Yes.
Unfair.
It's not.
I just brought up some tweets from Mike Gesicki. I did not say that I was Rats Off to a Ship. All I did was bring up the news.
Can I say this? If you have been wishy-washy for all the years we do the show, and then you have a situation when you're not wishy-washy, is it safe to assume everybody going to think you wishy-washy on the situation because that's the way you are?
Hard to say.
That phrase right there, dude. Is it time for a break?
Because, it is actually. It is.
Yeah, because hard to say. Make a brother want to cuss. I'm gonna just say that because he says that's his way of not. You know, everybody have a way of not answering a question day and day. That's it.
Oh yeah, trust me. Whenever women ask me questions, I just dance around.
Schmeathan says they call him the squeegee.
Squeegee.
Back after this.
That's one big ass squeegee.
One more
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Hockey fans, stay tuned for some cat talk on 560. Brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your playing. Get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. Delicious. We'll get some cat talk coming up. There's actually some interesting Panthers news to get to as they are off until tomorrow. They take on the Buffalo Sabres. So we will get into that. But J-Fig, if you could, while we wait for Leroy to gather himself back into the studio, can you bring up, J-Fig, the video just tweeted out by the Miami Heat of Kevin Love in taking his media photos for the upcoming games and the profile pics. Kevin Love, a first look into a Heat uniform. This was just a few seconds ago, and putting on the old throwbacks, and looks pretty good. Getting himself all situated down here in Miami. He has his first practice coming up. I think they start practicing shortly, actually, and so we will get to hear what the teammates think about adding Kevin Love to the mix. We've heard some quotes from Bam and from Tyler about it, but it'll be interesting to get Jimmy's thoughts on the acquisition. As Jimmy said, going into the break, he said reinforcements are on the way. I don't know if this is what he had in mind. Obviously, a lot of guys are getting healthy too, but it's certainly got to be nice if they get somebody to knock down some open damn shots.
Well, Tobin, what do you realistically expect from Kevin Love? Not the rest of the season, but just even Friday against the Bucks.
I don't know, man. It was interesting hearing some of his quotes when he was speaking to the beat writers. He was he says he's not, hung up on starting for the Heat. So, but he's gonna obviously one of the reasons he came here was he was gonna get a significant role, which he didn't have in Cleveland because he was hurt and he basically fell out of the rotation. But I feel like this whole season, one of the big things hanging over it was who was going to play next to Bam Adebayo, who was going to be the guy, who was going to be your other big, who can comfortably fit in there, who can create some space, who can allow Jimmy and Bam to operate because you have two stars who aren't really three-point shooters. And, I get it. You want to kind of slow roll Kevin Love, maybe get him into shape a little bit because he hasn't been too active. But as soon as you feel comfortable pulling that trigger, I'm ready to put him in that starting lineup with Bam and see what he could do. Obviously, outside of him being a disaster, but I think a lot of what happened this year, because Kevin Love was a six-man candidate of the year last year. If it wasn't for Tyler Herro lighting it up the way that he did, Kevin Love had a very good case to be six-man of the year last year. I think the guy's still got something left. It's not like he has a skill set that's going to deteriorate. Usually guys who are good shooters can, shoot well for a while. So I hope that weapon translates, because God, they're awful at shooting. It is so terrible watching these games and seeing a team go back-to-back possessions, hitting threes on the Heat, and the Heat have to claw their way back with 7 free throws to even be back into the game. That's the thing that I hope Kevin Love provides, is that, all right, please, please fire back with some threes. Can we play basketball in the year 2023?
I mean, we did it in 2022.
I know. Where'd it go?
I don't know, dude. But I tried to tell you that there's certain things in sports that have these ebbs and flows, and shooting and hitting a baseball is one of them.
Which is the bad one, ebbs or flows?
Ups and downs. Ebbs and flows.
So is ebbs down?
Yes.
We've been ebbing for a while, dude. Like, it's time to flow. We need to flow, dude. We need like a river. That's what we need to get going on.
The thing is that the worst thing you can do in sports is make drastic changes with certain situations. I'm not a big fan of making drastic changes with shooters, because all shooters go through this. When you're talking about a skill set that is right around 40% is considered excellent.
Look, we've been doing this show for a while.
I've said the same thing.
And I'm curious, when do you get concerned? Because I'm just wondering, like, what is the timeline when you're just like, you know what? I don't think this is going to turn around for these guys.
When I've seen, it's not a situation where you say a guy is a good shooter, but he never makes shots. These are guys who have been excellent three-point shooters that have gone through a rut. And that skill set doesn't go away, though.
Well, damage is done. Kevin Love's here to take all your three-point shots.
But
what he said, but you are right. It does sound like he's not going to. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. It doesn't sound like he's going to start right away.
Yeah, okay. Why do you not believe that?
I feel like he should start soon, though. First home game. Give him a few games, get his feet wet, and then that might be Amante with the big intro there for him. Everybody goes crazy. The Flames.
See, Dande, I'm trying to look at this team and figure out how they're going to do things based on how they've done things. And Spo will take a rando guy and put him in the starting lineup just to keep his rotation right. So I'm looking at this and trying to figure out how is he gonna work the rotation.
Okay, but here's the thing. The rotation is going to be different no matter what, because you have your full complement of players basically coming back outside of Kyle, because Kyle's going to be out in the middle, probably till the middle of March or whatever.
Yeah.
So Vic, Strus, Duncan being healthy, Omer Yurtsevin being back, the rotation's not going to be the same anyway. So I don't really feel a big issue of like he's going to disrupt everything, because you're going to deal with disruptions. You know, it's Spo's going to do the thing where Duncan Robinson doesn't play, and he's going to say, these are hard decisions. These are first-class problems. You know, he'll put some spin on it, like, you know, because he's a master at that. But it's not one of these things where, you know, we have something that's set and you really have to disrupt it. They've been disrupted all year.
So, but now, so here's what the starting lineup is going to look like. It's going to be Jimmy. It's going to be Bam. We got who are you going to put at the two guards?
Two guards are going to be the two guards are going to be Tyler and Gabe for now.
Tyler and Gabe, but
so the decision is Caleb Lamar going to keep starting, and is Caleb Lamar going to keep starting, or do you start Kevin Love, or you know what we've heard from Jax and I heard Ron Rothstein say,
Yurt.
Yeah, do they go back to the supposed original plan of the preseason and start Omer Yurtsevin?
The problem is here is that this hasn't. You don't want to have your second group come in and be a sieve, and so you got to have some defense on that second unit.
I agree with that,
and so you got to kind of. That's the only reason why I would think that maybe they move Caleb Martin to the second unit and move either Dunks or Kevin Love to the starting role. You say Kevin Love, that's fine.
I just think like my thing.
My whole point is that's how Spo thinks. He doesn't think like you're thinking. He's thinking, how can I have consistency throughout the whole game and not sacrifice him when I got to put these second guys in? And a lot of times he'll take a guy from the end of the bench and start him just so he can keep his rotation right.
I just think that putting Yurt, if you were to start Yurt, I think it's almost like too drastic a change. Like I want to sprinkle that in. I feel like because he's young, like he's only in his second year and he hasn't played basically. So he has a year under his belt with not that much experience. So to put him into that role, like I think it's better to slow roll him as opposed to a guy who has as much experience as Kevin does.
Okay, but what does he have that Kevin Love doesn't?
Size.
Okay.
Size.
And so you got to understand what.
But they haven't been a bad rebounding team this year. Like that's the one thing.
You still haven't. Yeah, but when they lose, they get destroyed.
Yeah, but they haven't been. Like it hasn't been a problem this year. Like it's I get from you from a standpoint of like getting crushed in the paint, but mostly their issues have been getting beat at the point of attack,
shots and stuff like that.
Shots and guards breaking them down early.
But here's the other thing, is that it takes a lot out of Bam, and you can see it when he needs to score sometimes and he has no legs. to have that kind of heat and pressure put on him on both sides of the floor, running around because he's 1 through 5.
Yeah.
And then you're asking him, oh, he's a guy we can guarantee that those 2 points from him. Like, that's asking a lot. So if you add more size, maybe it gives him a little room to be more consistent throughout the whole game and not get exhausted.
Well, maybe Yurt's just been maybe with his knee injury, he's just been shooting the whole time.
Whatever. But the thing is that Spo has, like, I will say this. Spo has always had a plan, and you see that plan right away with who's playing. Like, oh, so-and-so is getting his first start. Oh, he wants to keep that second unit right. Or this guy is starting. Oh, he wants to move this guy back to his original spot. You'll be able to see what Spo's thinking right away.
We'll take a quick break, get you caught up with your headlines. We'll get you an update over from the Honda Classic and get some cat talk in. Back with more after this.
last cigarette on my teeth, and she's an actress. But she ain't got no need. She's got money from her parents in a trust fund back east. Tongues.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Dan Day filling in for Marcos. I always don't know how to go about this because I feel like the radio people won't even hear this. But if you have friends who listen on the radio, maybe you can give them a heads up. They're like, hey, what's up with QAM? And you're a YouTube watcher. Apparently, our transmitter's been turned off for some repairs. And in the meanwhile, we're still on the app, website, YouTube, Twitch.
And HD.
And HD. HD's up. So I hope this message gets to you guys some way. I'm kind of going to try and respond to every texter who chimes in to let them know. You guys can spread the word. We are still streaming and on HD, YouTube, Twitch. Miami 560 WQAM is our channel. Go subscribe. Be a good time to go subscribe over to our video feed.
You know what? Ever since when we were at 790 and we went to FM.
Yeah.
I've never listened to AM again.
Really?
Yeah.
I love the crackle. That's what's going on. I always love the hum of AM radio. Just makes me feel good. It brings me back to my
You like listening to the radio when you got to tap the thing?
I do. There's something about it. I like sometimes when the Spanish crosses over signals. It just makes, especially when I'm listening to like a Heat game all the way up in Jupiter and Jax, and just like, listen to that. You got merengue over Bam Adebayo. It's fantastic.
And then when I drive over to Sarasota, the app.
Cool.
Although the one thing that I have screwed up on a number of occasions, it's almost like that little replay that plays in the corner. And I think I'm watching a live game on Thursday night that played on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I do that all the time. But when you're traveling and you hit the app and you press play, you got to go live. Otherwise, you'll be an hour behind. And I always do that.
Let's get some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
I want to get to this. So I'll mix this in with some cat talk here, which is brought to us by our friend. Are you going to leave or are you going to? There you go. Brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers.
The only person that'll smile about this cup is Dan, because
I know
that's a right of first refusal. That's a rite of passage in New Orleans, right? Everybody got a red Solo cup. It's the only city in the world where every dad gets into the car with a road drink.
Yep. And everybody knows what's in that Solo cup. You see people walking around the mall, walking outside. Red Solo cup can only mean one thing.
Yep.
Well, I was wondering. I was like, you pouring Celsius? What you already got in that cup?
That's it, because I got it warm and I needed ice. And, no person from New Orleans does not have like 200 red Solo cups in their house.
Oh, yeah. You keep that big 500 bag. It literally, like, it's just a whole shelf. You can buy 500 at a time.
So, JV, if you could bring this up from Anthony Duclair, but this was cool. This gave me the Goosies, Leroy. Anthony Duclair.
You know what?
What?
It's very easy to give you Goosies nowadays, dude. You gotta firm up your stance a little bit. Everything can't give you Goosies.
I disagree. Anthony Duclair, black and white photo, staring out into the ice, where he says, "I missed you." That's Goosies.
Does that mean he's back?
He's back Friday.
Cool.
He is back Friday.
Now, let me ask you a question. From the standpoint of the Panthers, what does he bring that they haven't had?
Firepower, more firepower. He's a 30-goal scorer from last year. So, we have seen a Panthers team that has not scored quite at the level that they had last year. And so you have a guy of Duclair's talents who can light up the lamp. Helps.
All right.
Now, the other piece of news that happened, Spencer Knight has been sent down to the AHL. Getting more playing time. Sitting on that ass too much, the young fella. So they decided to send him to the minors to get him some more PT.
Is he going with 52?
With Chunky 52? I don't know. They brought up the Lion King. Alex Lyon is back up, but Spencer Knight, he's young. What is Spencer Knight? 21 years old? Yeah. Very young. He's very young. So
I think we need to be more patient with young, because the one thing that you have to understand is, as sports has gone, guys used to come up a lot later than they are now. And we're expecting more bang for our buck with younger players. And for some positions in all the sports, there is no substitute for experience. Being able to get those, minutes or those innings in with pitching, or just getting able to play against, major league talent. And a lot of it gets lost. Spencer Knight's 21 years old, right? Well, how good is he supposed to be right now? You're supposed to see spurts.
Yeah, it's like when you bring him up and he's 19 and he's winning games. You're like, oh, this guy's gonna be
amazing. Like that. But that's my point. That's so him going back down. Don't we just need to take a step back and say, hey, he's 21. I do the same thing with Tyler. Tyler, yeah, he's gonna have some ups and downs early in his career, especially when we've established in basketball, you're in your prime, 26, 27 years old.
Yeah, 21 is very young for a goalie. It's very young. So
right. So like it's no harm, no foul. He's gonna go get some work in. It doesn't mean everybody's so ready to call somebody a bust when they see him have 5 minutes and then he struggles. But you still got to go through that process. There's a number of positions in sports that you still have to get innings, or you got to get some minutes or whatever before you get to your prime. And we need to sit back, take a step back every now and then and do that. You know what the position is now? That people think, oh no, he's supposed to be ready now. Quarterback.
Yes.
Look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sat for 4 years.
By the way, speaking of Aaron Rodgers,
let me tell you.
What?
I ain't doing it.
No, he's out
there. If you want to play. If you don't. You ain't been that great that we got to be waiting on that. Ooh, we won 5 Super Bowls. You won 1.
All right, but I just wanted to let you know, the reports are, as Dan says, out of the darkness retreat.
Okay. And
he's seen the light.
Let me ask you a question. If this were any other player, you'd be talking about dude's only won 1 championship and he's 13-3, 13-4, 14-2 every year.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden we got to have him? Everybody got to have him?
Somebody's going to want to have him.
I'll pass.
Someone's going to want to have him, though. It's going to be a thing.
Okay. What are you getting for $50 million? Are you getting a championship? Because, look, Tampa did it, and they got a championship because it was Tom Brady. Can you do that? Denver did it with Peyton Manning because it was Peyton Manning and won it, and he was terrible.
I just love the story. It says, Scott Berman, who owns Sky Cave Retreats, said Rodgers left the darkroom and facility on Wednesday.
Sky Cave Retreats.
He's a good man.
Can I just say, I'm going to put every penny I own that dude is white.
Whoa. You think the guy who owns Cave Retreats in Oregon is white? Huh. Schefter writes, according to Berman, the 300 square foot room, which Rodgers spent his time, is partially underground structure devoid of light with a queen bed and a bathroom and a meditation-like mat. It is fully powered and the lights can be turned on from the inside. Well, I don't buy it then. I don't think he did the whole time.
He's not in dark.
If he can turn the lights on.
He's YouTubing on his phone.
He's just doing it for looks. It sounds like he's in a cottage.
No, it's not. Wait, we heard that story before with the wood cabin with an elevator.
Oh, man. That's something. Let's get
who
to
was it? Who was it that said they were Watt, JJ Watt?
JJ Watt. Yeah,
I'm going in the woods, and they showed a picture of the cabin with the elevator going up and down in, and I'm like, dude, come
on. Let's get to a golf update here from the Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Home of the 90-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers around the country since 1968. What is going on at the Honda Classic?
We got 2 guys at 5 under. Joseph Bramlett is at 5 under. He is finished. Billy Horseshoe is at 5 under, and now Adam. Hold on, Tobin. This is for you. Now tied for first at 5 under, Adam Shank.
Wait, he's a golfer and his name is Adam Shank. That's his profession?
Yeah, that's his name, dude.
His name is Adam Shank?
Yes.
Get out of here.
I promise you.
That's
SCHENK.
Is he good?
He's at 5 under. He's leading the.
But like, what are his rankings? Like, is he typically good? I've never heard of him.
I've heard of him. He there's certain guys that like you see him pop up on the leaderboard every now and then. I don't think he's won yet. And Jason Duffner, he is tied for 7th at 2 under.
Your boy.
Hey,
listen, you motivated him.
Hey, I'm getting ready. Because Sunday, after I get done golfing, I'm gonna just hop down, leaders tee off at like 1:30, 1:45. Plenty of time to get up there. Walk 18 holes.
All right, when we come back, we may have another twist to this whole Heisman Dolphins gate. And I don't like where it's going.
No. Oh, okay, so basically you mistold the story?
No, I didn't mistell the story. Actually, the story has another twist.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No. Right. Back after this. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. We're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM. If you guys want to watch, if you guys want to stream us, WQAM.com or on the Odyssey app at WQAM. By the way, speaking of, if you guys are country music fans, you like Luke Bryan? If you guys want to win 2 tickets, some cash for airfare, and pick up your hotel to see Luke Bryan at Resorts World Las Vegas, you'll have your chance to win. All you have to do is go to the Odyssey app, log in.
Resorts World. I don't. Where's that one?
This one's in Las Vegas.
No.
You're thinking of
Resorts World. I'm thinking of where.
You're thinking of Bimini.
No.
What are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of Vegas. I'm trying to figure out where is that in?
I told you already. It's where Luke Bryan's going to perform. I'm sorry.
See what I mean, Dan? See, Dan? See?
Yeah.
Anyway, you listen to the
everybody,
Odyssey app.
Everybody says, why are you so angry? That's why. That's why right there. Got me up in here like Black Mad Dog up in here because you want to play games with my emotions.
Man, Luke Bryan, if you guys want to go see it, listen to the Odyssey app, log in, listen, and you get an entry for every hour you listen. So check it on out, man.
You just really enjoy yourself right now, don't you?
I do. So we were talking about this last hour during hour 2 about this Caleb Williams, this flirt, Heisman Trophy.
He's not a flirt. He's a kid. I always wanted to play for the Saints until I didn't.
Oh,
he has let it be known that his number one choice in the NFL would be to play with the Dolphins. Now, Mike Gesicki's commented on this. He made a little jokey joke, but this next thing is concerning to me. The cheetah, Tyreek Hill. Now, if you guys didn't hear the quote from Caleb, this is what he said. The reason he said was he wants to play with the likes of Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Mike Gesicki. So, little nod to Tyreek Hill, the cheetah. But Tyreek Hill.
He's a Tua guy.
He is supposedly a Tua guy.
Oh, no, dude. He pulled the Tobin?
Except
he pulled the Tobin?
He liked this on Twitter.
That don't mean nothing. Wait, here. When a guy gives you your franchise or your organization props, right? You can give that a thumbs up. It don't mean you don't like the guy you don't have.
Could be something, but it could be nothing. Like
Why
you said,
you
but it could
do
be
this?
something.
Come on, it's just mutual respect. Like, thank you, respect for you.
Dan Day.
I don't know.
To my life. Welcome to my life. He's gonna put a twist. But you know what's amazing? Here's what's amazing about this dude right here. Let me tell you what this dude does. You see how he tries to find controversy in all these things? But when he does it, he tries to backtrack.
I don't know, dude.
So now that we have Kevin Love and we keep playing, you calling Kevin Love a bum, now you want to backtrack.
I'm not backtracking. I'm just saying, look at that. Number one receiver. He's got goo-goo eyes for a new QB.
He don't have goo-goo eyes. He just liked the tweet. He liked the love that he got. That's it.
I don't know.
Stop trying to do that.
Look, he's got 1 year anyway. It's like, what's the harm in it? But
you're the worst.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm watching Love Island right now. I'm watching Love Island, right? And this guy, what the hell is his name? Is it Rob? Oh, it's Ron. This Ron's a real bastard because Lana.
You can't have a guy named Ron on Love Island.
Well, why are you comparing all of this to Love Island?
Well, let me explain, J-Fig. So Ron has
everybody.
He maybe has the sweetest girl in the villa, Lana. Okay, she's a real sweetheart, a real peach. An A+ person. And this Ron, every time one of the bombshells gets introduced to the villa, this guy's going and flirting with the new bombshell. And every time he keeps going back to Lana, and he's, oh, no, I love you the most, Lana. I only got asked for you. It take a real thing to have my head turned, except what happens to have your head turned is every woman who walks into the villa. And so I'm looking at this cheat. Like, yeah, maybe it's nothing. Maybe Lana, and Lana's getting to the point where she may just not accept it anymore. And so I see cheat out here. Maybe it's nothing. Okay. Maybe it's true. But all of a sudden, this guy, this young QB, this young stallion wants to come play for your team. And you're like, oh, like that on Twitter.
Are you sure he's not from Miami?
He's not from Miami.
Typical behavior.
What is typical behavior? Flirtatious?
Always turning your head.
You're amazing.
Why, dude?
Because like you can take something that means absolutely nothing. Like a lot of times I do this too. So I could probably get in trouble too. Somebody will include me in a tweet. I read the tweet. Like it. Didn't mean anything. It just meant I was showing that guy appreciate the love. Right? So I do that so people think I didn't like the exact tweet. I'll put appreciate the love. Right? So that means that I'm just looking at it from you included me in this tweet. So you would think about me. So that's what I'm appreciating. You, on the other hand, because Tyreek didn't do that, you making it sound like he got Google eyes for another quarterback. Whereas he might have just liked the fact that somebody mentioned him in a tweet. And he read the tweet and goes, oh, I appreciate this guy giving us, Well,
kudos. Yeah, but if you look at the tweet, if you look at the tweet that he liked, he didn't have a tweet that mentioned Tyreek Hill. The story mentions Tyreek Hill, but the tweet itself just mentions Dolphins would be his number one choice. Which why like that tweet?
As a player, anytime you hear that, that means okay, other people think we got something going here. That's it.
Interesting.
That's it. No, not interesting. That's
we have two of the all you need now is Waddle. I mean, Waddle would never do that. Has Waddle liked anything? God, I hope Waddle hasn't liked anything. Let me check.
You ain't even check.
It doesn't even matter.
He didn't do the research.
Hold on. Well, this is
of course he didn't.
Let's just make sure we're okay. I don't want to. All right. No, the last tweet from Jalen Waddle. This is a real friend. The last tweet he liked was a montage of Tua that says Uno with highlights of Tua. And
they went to college together, right?
His last tweet was the one for real.
Let me ask you a question.
That's a real one right there.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
And I've told you this, and you know who this guy is. What player I told you under any circumstances, if I had something going down in a club or a bar or whatever, I would call?
Steve Everett.
Correct.
Okay.
And it don't matter what team he plays for. So when he played for the Eagles, it didn't mean I wanted to go to the Eagles. It just meant that I went to college with that dude and I know what he's about.
Look,
that's it. So Waddle commenting on Tua, of course he's going to comment on it. He played with the dude in college.
Look,
they won a national championship together.
Maybe you guys are right. It could be nothing.
It is nothing. Stop it. We got too much other stuff to worry about in life. And you sitting there worried about somebody liking a tweet that had his name in it.
Tyreek Hill, though, just sees the Chiefs win. Maybe he's getting a little antsy.
Yeah, I think you're stretching there.
I don't think so. I don't know, J-Fib.
Hey, rats off a ship.
I'm telling you right now, in Dolphins Love Island, Tyreek is Ron and Tua is Lana.
Okay.
Telling you.
Really?
Yep. And you notice how this Mike Gesicki, I don't think he likes Tua. I don't think he likes him. Because, first of all,
his response had nothing to do with anything about playing football.
Well, I believe it was Martino McBride who says, you say it best when you say nothing at all. All right? I think that was Martina McBride. Who sang that song, J Fig?
Oh my goodness.
Don't rope me into this.
People
I
say,
refuse.
I can't remember.
Google it. Fake Google it.
Hey, Google it.
Look, I'm just
sure
saying.
I'm sure somebody sung a country song about it.
Oh, for sure.
No, that is a country song.
Alison Krauss.
Alison Krauss said it best, where she
Wait,
said,
"What did you say? Sing that song?"
Martina McBride. Sorry, got my it's like mixing up Lainey Wilson and I don't know, Gabby Bennett. They're the samesies.
No, they're not.
Samesies.
Okay.
He thinks all white people look alike. It's amazing.
Whoa.
And it's a funny thing that you mentioned Lanny Wilson, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Why?
Do you think she's a certified possum holder?
I do. I do.
Leroy, I will show you why.
I do.
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Tobin's well aware of my like for Lainey Wilson. She's been banned from the household.
I mean, but still let Judge Judy in, right?
Oh,
she won Judge Judy. You're on the right track there.
AKA Judge Booty. Can't wait to see it. First Marlins game. If we would have had Bruce Sherman on, I would have had to ask Judge Judy questions.
People that have questions about, stuff, right? It usually never ends up with, yeah, I think Judge Judy is a possum holder, certified possum holder.
Schmeathen's got it. Lainey Wilson built like Kyle Lowry.
Exactly. Is she?
Yep.
We can't put a picture. Hold on. Lainey.
No, she's finer than Kyle Lowry.
You can look it up. We'll take a quick break. Time to play a little Goosies. No Goosies. That's next.
Hi there.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Time to get to our favorite Thursday game, Little Goosies. No Goosies. Before that, I'll let you guys know Jason Aldean is coming to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm this October. Handing out WQAM.com, and you might be on your way to see Jason Aldean. Those tickets courtesy of Live Nation. Check out LiveNation.com for more great shows. J-Fig, you gotta...
I saw a picture of Laney.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey.
Stick you.
Some women are built like race cars. Some women are built like tractors.
Huh.
Are you trying to recite one of her songs?
No, is that a truth? I don't know. I don't know none of her songs.
Well, I know them all.
I'm sure you do.
I mean, like, it's one of her most famous song is Heart Like a Truck, which after this had been discovered by Lainey Wilson, which was actually when she co-starred on Yellowstone. They had changed the title to Dump Like a Truck.
And I mean, Cisco did it too.
Yeah.
I used to love that song.
Let's get to a little Goosies, No Goosies, J-Fig. What do we got?
All right, number one, Tyler Herro saying he'd get a tattoo of Jimmy Butler's face if it meant that he would win a title.
Goosies, that's just a good teammate. If you're gonna get your teammate's face tattooed on you for the guarantee of a championship, that's just that's heat culture. So I appreciate Tyler Herro willing to ink his body for a title.
Goosies.
No Goosies.
Why not?
Because next year when you trade Tyler, he's gonna be playing somewhere else with a tattoo of a man, a former teammate on him. No.
I'm going with Goosies right now, man. That's hardcore, man. That's permanent. That's big time.
Yep, that's big time, dude. That's big time. Jay Fig, what about you? You got the Goosies?
Yes. Little something. He already has the butterfly on him. Might as well.
He does have he has a lot of tattoos, actually. Tyler Herro's got like a panther, like some panther eyes on his chest. A lot of tattoos up there.
Now all he needs is a chest.
Such a bastard. You're a body shaming bastard.
Wow.
I'm not a body shamer. Come on, dude.
Wow.
Tyler Herro's built like a tall Dan Day.
What's number two, J-Fig?
Victor Oladipo is saying he'd like to collaborate with Dame Dalla on a song.
I got Goosies for that. Victor Oladipo always be recruiting, ABC.
Goosies.
He's out there, and they want to collaborate on a song, or maybe in a backcourt together. Who knows?
Why do you guys do it like that?
Hard to say. Hard to say what his intentions are there.
I got Goosey as soon as you said Victor Oladipo.
Oh,
Goosey! I'd like to see him play a little more basketball than singing songs, but that's another.
Yeah, that's
no Goosies.
No Goosies on that. I need to see more basketball and less of all that other stuff.
Have you listened to Victor Oladipo's new song?
No.
J-Fig, have you?
No, but I'm very intrigued.
All right.
So that definitely gives me the Goosies. I like knowing when people are involved in music.
I've never heard a Victor Oladipo song. I've heard him sing, like on Masked Singer, or do some of these. I think he sang at the recent Heat Gala for a little bit too. I want to say he sang with Boyz II Men.
What?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, I think he did. I think that happened.
Cool.
What's number three, J-Fig?
Drew Rosenhaus telling Joe Rose that signing Zach Sieler to a new contract is a priority.
Look, Drew Rosenhaus is right. That's obvious. It's all cute. You had Zach.
Who's this? Wait. Who's his agent?
Well, Drew is his agent. It's his client.
Come on. Wait. Look, I'm not saying he's wrong, but how can you not recognize where why he would say that.
Well, I mean, it is a priority. I feel like Zach Sieler and Christian Wilkins, like those are your maulers up front. Gotta lock them up, dude. And I mean, you got him on the cheap skis, okay? He used to live in an RV. It's time to pay Zach Sieler, all right?
Dude, some of those RVs cost well over $1 million.
They're very expensive.
Saying somebody lived in an RV is not doing it justice.
No, dude, he lived in like an RV, like not a comfortable RV. It's not like he lived in like one of those things.
That's what hipsters do now, man. We go and get like school buses and totally renovate them, and they're like hotel rooms all of a sudden.
It's a luxury, I would say.
Yeah.
So you don't have the Goosies, is what you're saying, Leroy?
No, it's true, but I mean, when somebody's agent says it's priority to sign Zach Sieler, like it's not coming from where we would come from saying that. It's coming from a guy who represents a player. No Goosies.
What about this?
He's supposed to do that.
Sieler the deal on up.
I was gonna say that.
Goosies.
I'm losing a little bit for you right now, J Fig.
Well, you're losing a lot of signals, so there's that. Okay.
What's going on with your internet, dude?
I don't know. I've never even blipped a little bit. I don't know. It's your internet. Mine is fine.
Classic response.
My picture is fine.
Classic response to a guy with internet issues is to say it's your guy's problem, even though we're all looking at each other just fine.
Issues. I got all bars. I've never. You guys haven't pushed to me if my internet
You
was
sound
bad.
like a robot.
You
I
would
want you to go.
You sound like Nick Friedel trying to ask Score on a question.
I want you to see this back after the show.
But again, it's not me. Because if I was glitching like that, you would also be glitching to me.
No.
You understand?
No, that happens. That happens in the studio too.
Goosies, Dan Day for Zach Sieler.
No Goosies.
I can't, man. That's what his agent's supposed to do. I can't give a guy Goosies for doing his job right there. What's he gonna say? Like, oh no, it's not. Shouldn't be a priority. We should just, keep paying him like he is. No. Guy doing his job, hyping his own guy up. I can't get.
Can I just say this, Tobin? You throw your Goosies out there willy nilly. This is not goose worthy.
I love Zach Sieler,
doing
man.
his job.
Yeah, but I love Zach Sieler.
But that's a different conversation. The conversation is not whether you like Sieler or not.
But he's in it.
It's whether you get the Goosies for Drew Rosenhaus saying what he said as his representative.
I do get the Goosies because I don't want Zach Sieler to go anywhere. I love him.
That's like that's the equivalent to my mom saying I'm a good football player. Of course she's gonna say it. She's my mom.
And
Your
I
mom
would
ain't
get
gonna
the
say
Goosies.
you suck.
Some of that's the most goose-worthy stuff when family says things about family.
No, and you know what I say? Oh, that's because it's family. You're supposed to say that. You my mom. Who out there saying my son's not very good? Who says that? Right.
J-Fig?
You're backed into a corner.
J-Fig, what do you got for Goosies on Zach Sieler?
I hate that I can't see Leroy's immediate reactions, but I have the Goosies.
There you go. Goosies! What's number 4, Jennifer?
The Mandalorian season 3 premieres next week. Oh, you clap for that one.
Baby Yoda.
He's so cute.
He throw that little Yoda hand and just explosions happen everywhere, and everybody's like, now you're doing that Yoda stuff?
Yep. Love him. Love Baby Yoda. Goosies galore. So happy.
Goosies galore.
Yes. Is what's her name still in it? The MMA fighter.
Nah, didn't they kick her out?
Nah, I think they kicked her out, yeah.
I think they wrote her off. Yeah. What about you, Dan Day? You got the Goosies from Mandalorian? You like the Mandalorian?
Goosies.
The only reason I have the Goosies is because of everyone else going to be so excited to watch it. I am not going to watch it. I've had the options to watch it, and that's just not my thing. But I do respect that a lot of people are excited about it. And if it brings people together, cool. But I got too much to do, too many things
Fair
and
enough.
people to see.
So you don't do Netflix. You don't do a whole lot of like streaming or whatsoever.
No, I think tomorrow night will be my
Dan
first
Day
time
is
watching
the
Netflix.
streaming.
Yeah, something called living life. I subscribe to that, and I just run around and get crazy all the
Do
time.
you even have cable at your house?
For the longest time before I had a roommate, I had no TV. So yeah, no.
There you
now,
go.
That's a good way to live. That's a great way to live.
Really?
Away from television?
wait.
Yeah. You know how many hours you spend in
Jennifer,
front of a television?
Let me ask you a question. This is an honest question. How many days could you go without TV?
I've got a pretty good amount of days without TV.
Not on purpose, because you were busy. And I walk around the house with my remote, even though I'm not watching TV.
Why?
Because I
He
know I
loves
can
TV.
watch. Wait, you know why? Because I know with a press of a button, I could be watching TV anywhere in my house. So I just carry the remote, holster it. It.
This man watched TV at a rate when the pandemic started. That was
Oh, yeah. I don't know how he
insane.
did that.
He watched everything there was to watch.
Hey, Dad, I watched all of the seasons of Game of Thrones in what, a month?
Something like that. It was
Yeah, it
ridiculous.
was crazy.
Maybe 2, but it was.
while you were fitting in Ozark and Tiger King and all types of other stuff
I
too.
watch them all at. I didn't watch I don't go back and forth, right? So I watched all of Ozark, and then I'm like, ooh, this Ozark was really good, and what can I watch? And I'm gonna say this, I had a rule. I don't watch TV without electricity. So if your show is filmed when there's no electricity, I won't watch it. But then it changed for me. Vikings, The Last Kingdom, The Witcher.
What are
Game
these
of
things you're
Thrones.
talking of?
He has no idea. Yeah, but he doesn't watch TV.
Right.
All right. Goosies upon Goosies. What's our last
Yes.
topic, J-Fig?
Well, I didn't have Goosies. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry.
You don't have Goosies from Mandalorian?
I've never gotten into it. I do love seeing Baby Yoda, though.
He is cute.
He's adorable. All right, number 5. The Miami Heat betting favorite to get Trae Young.
Dude, let me explain something.
No! Stop it!
No.
Hold on, can I do this?
I just like the chase. I don't even like Trae Young, but I just like famous people. Goosies, dude.
It's basketball. We don't chase mini shrimp.
Goosey!
You go in the ocean, you
Put that whale down.
Wait, you go in the ocean, you shake. No. You know what you need? You need to go get you a mullet, because that's the size. That's not a whale. No. Wait.
No Goosies.
Hold on. With the attitude and the things you've heard coming out of Atlanta, you want Trae Young? Are you crazy?
They said bad things about Jimmy Butler, too.
No. But the one thing they never talked about was Jimmy Butler's ability to play both
Turn your
sides
camera
of the floor.
Hold me like the River Jordan. Get a nice tray.
Oh, look. Wait. I see Trae. He got engulfed by the whale.
What if we teach him the heat culture ways?
You can't. See, this is why you're an idiot. Because you think that any player could come here and just accept heat culture. And I'm telling you that every player can't. Trae Young is set in his ways. He thinks that wherever he goes, he's going to be able to make these, do things like he wants to do them. And he's gotten 2 coaches fired. You want that here?
Go away.
So no Goosies for you guys.
Hold on. Oh no.
Goosies galore.
I'm excited just hearing the idea that Trae Young could come to the Heat and team up possibly with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Shooting all over the court, all types of assists, and the skill set that he brings gets me super goosed up.
Yeah. Thank you, Dan Day.
I mean, how does that not get you excited?
No.
No.
I don't understand it. Why?
Absolutely no Goosies whatsoever.
None?
Do yourself. None.
That is Goosies. I like it, Dan Day. That is Goosies, no
You
Goosies.
like the name.
I do.
I like the idea.
of having
Hello?
a 5'8" point guard?
That can shoot from all over
He's
the
not
court,
5'8".
score points, get
I've been-
assists all over the place. Yeah, I like that.
I've been next to Trae Young. He's not 5'8". Hello?
5'9" tops.
He's not 5'9", dude. He's not Isaiah Thomas.
How tall is he?
He's like 6 foot.
Mhm.
He's like 6 foot. He's skinny, but he can shoot.
Did you measure him from the top of
He
his
has
hair
to.
or to his head?
Oh, I got to count the hair.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
They mash it down.
Take a quick break. Get you caught up with your headlines. Back after this.
Now let's get it all in perspective.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. We're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM. Go subscribe there. Get notification every time we go live. You go watch the whole show on demand if you please. Got some clips up there as well. Check it on out. And, of course, we are streaming on the Odyssey app. 560 WQAM is our channel there. Let's get some headlines here brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Miami Heat practicing today before they get back on the hardwood tomorrow against the Milwaukee Bucks. Then they take on the Hornets. It'll be the Cody Zeller revenge game. They put out some. You see the what? Don't do that.
Like you want a Dame Dollar. You want, KD. We got a Cody Zeller.
Oh, dude, I tell you what, I just saw Cody Zeller. J-Fig, can you put up Cody Zeller? Do you have the photo I sent you of Cody Zeller? First picture in a Heat uniform? Because let me tell you something right now, dude. This guy, he's going to bring it. Oh, man, I saw this quote from him the other day, from yesterday, and he said, I think about rebounding and I think about toughness. That's what I've always prided myself on, which fits the culture well here. I talked a lot with Spo and Riley when I came to work out here and how much I hated playing the Heat throughout my career. I always know it's going to be a tough game, and I always know it's going to be hard playing these guys. It's going to be a physical game, so it's fun to be on the other side. Look at that, man.
So
that dude is a menace.
You know what else he defined? He explained? That is the true definition of intangible.
That's right.
Okay.
Intangibles.
He ain't talking about shooting. He ain't talking about stretching the floor. He is 100% talking about try hard guy.
You wanted a big, dude. You wanted a big.
Yeah.
Brings that size. Cody Zeller. Him and that horseshoe. He's ready.
You call that the George Jefferson.
I like how Schmeathan says he looks like Joe Philbin. Like Joe Philbin in his athletic prime. If Joe Philbin was 6'11".
No, really, I'm only 24. We all have those friends. I mean, Zaslow, when he was 24, he looked 40.
True. And then the agent when we went to the morning drive. Woo. Sped up there. Meanwhile, let's get a golf update here, Leroy, from the Honda Classic, which is brought to us by the Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers around the country since 1968. What is going on in Palm Beach right now?
We got two atop the leaderboard, and keep in mind the evening wave has just started. So we have two at 5 under, Joseph Bramlett, Billy Horschel, he's from Florida. Adam Schenk is on 18. He's at 4 under, along with Pearson Coody.
Who?
Pearson Coody. He is, by the way, he is the grandson of another Coody that won a couple of majors. So,
all right.
Jason is still on the leaderboard at 2 under, but he's done for the day.
And what about Kyle Lowry's cousin, Shane Lowry?
Shane Lowry. Let me see where Shane Lowry is. Shane Lowry, he shot 68. He's at 2 under also.
There you go. All right.
Yep.
That's what we got going on over at the Honda Classic. And fun stuff happening over there. So let me get this straight. So you guys, you're really not, you wouldn't be into Ice Trae? Like that's like if that was a whale thing.
No.
All right.
Yo, all the stories that we've talked about him, you want to bring him here?
I just believe in the culture. I believe in the Heat franchise. They could turn it around.
No, you believe in the name.
Okay. You know what?
Wow.
Think about this. You barely have size. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you gonna bring in somebody smaller?
That's not
that's
not fair.
You know for a fact he plays how much defense?
He plays 0 defense.
Okay. At least some guys give effort.
Well, you know what? Maybe you're in an organization where they fuel that behavior. Now you bring him here, a little bit of a little thing called accountabilityville.
No, I don't want to get smaller, and I definitely don't want a guy on the team that got 2 coaches fired. See, because you can say what you want about Jimmy, right? This never came from guys he played with. Guys he played with loved him.
Well, some did, some didn't. Cat didn't like him. Ben Simmons didn't like him.
You know why? Because, okay, getting yelled at for not shooting the ball or getting yelled at for having grandma arms and you not making a commitment to play, sure, I'll take that. I'll take a guy like that all the time. A guy that puts demands on the rest of his teammates to do what they need to do to win. But that's not what Trae is.
Did you hear this story? Speaking of Ben Simmons, did you hear this story that was circulating around from a former coach on Ben Simmons?
No, what happened?
So apparently he tells a story from the 2017 playoffs between the Sixers and the Wizards. So a while ago, before Ben Simmons had his real meltdown where he didn't shoot.
Right.
So he says the first guy to start with the hack-a-Ben process was Scott Brooks with Washington. They're playing Philly a few years ago. Philly's up around 20. Brooks starts putting Simmons on the line in the fourth quarter as the game was getting closer, as Ben is stepping to the line and bricking more and more foul shots. So finally, Bradley Beal had to foul him. Usually you don't have your best player fouling, but at this point he did. When that happened, Ben and Beal had an animated conversation. Ben said, "I'm tired of you mother bleepers fouling me on purpose, man. I'm going to step up here and knock these two down. $5,000 says I will." To which Beal replied, "You want to make it 20?" He then went up and bricked one and didn't say another word.
Hey, that might be the beginning of the end right there.
That was the spiral down, dude.
Not only am I not going to shoot free throws, I'm just not going to shoot.
Beginning of
Costs
the
too
end.
much money.
Here's what I can't figure out, right? And I don't understand the first of all, the confidence you have to play on that level, right? As far as what you can do and your ability to do it under all circumstances. He is a physical specimen as far as what his skill set is and his size. And he plays like he's the same size as Trae Young. And that's a hard thing to deal with if you're a teammate and you see the advantage that this guy can have on the basketball court. And at some point, he got to go out there and just say, "To hell with everybody. I'm going to do what I do." But it's like playing 4-on-5 sometimes with him on the floor.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like, it's wild to, like, that first game.
He does it, and he runs around all the time. He's running around, like asking for the ball. No!
It was the last game where Mikal Bridges just went nuclear on the Heat. Like Ben Simmons, you would think after this trade of KD and Kyrie, oh, Ben Simmons is going to get a lot of run. Played like 20 minutes off the bench. Like,
right.
Like what? It's just a typical role guy.
Here's the other problem is that sometimes in life, and I'm going to say this, and it's not an old person saying this, but it's the reality. Sometimes you need a firm talking to get your head out of your tail, to get back on track. But with today's athletes, sometimes they get the feelings hurt so easily that organizations and coaches are hesitant about going to have that conversation. The same could be said for Trae. Every time a coach has had that conversation with Trae, they've been fired.
Well, that is true.
Right? But you look at Ben Simmons, right? It's not wrong for a coach or a teammate to demand more out of Ben Simmons when you've seen how he can dominate. And he gets his feelings hurt, and then he don't want to play or he wants to be traded. At some point, he's got to look in the mirror and say, I got to do something to turn this around.
I will say, though, Bradley Beal being on the other end of this story, you talk about another guy who's just, I'm sick of his act. Did you see him the other day?
Chalk this one up.
What do you mean?
The guy who Tobin was all giddy about, and now he's rats off.
I'm just no.
We had Brett J Fig. How long did we have Bradley Beal conversation? We had Bradley Beal conversation for a long time. Like, stop.
Can you please put that away?
Why?
It's bothering me.
We had Bradley Beal come in here like six times, it seems like.
Well, it's his fault though, because every time he's like got this, woe is me. Oh, I only have so much patience being in Washington.
And what do you say?
Stop.
Make a stink.
Yeah, instead, but this is what he does every year. It's like, oh, well, I don't want to be loyal to Washington. This is what his latest move was. He was talking to Mark Spears from ESPN, and he was asked, what is your patience level with Washington? And he goes, I'm patient, but there comes a time where you have to be a little selfish and draw the line in the sand for sure. So I have thoughts in my head, but at the same time, I stay in the moment. I stay engaged with what we have and what we do, and don't get caught up in the noise, and just go from there. Take a day at a time and control what I can control, which is just words mean words, first of all. And second of all, like, dude, I'm patient. Yeah, you've been patient to what? The tune of two $200 million contracts? Who's fleeced being the face of a bland franchise more than this guy? Well, just being trade rumors forever. That's where he lives. He wants to live in Rumorville. He doesn't want any real responsibility. He just wants you guys to know, keep giving me that Supermax. Keep giving me that money, buddy. But and every once in a while, I'll let you know, oh, I'm getting kind of sick of being mediocre in Washington. No, he's not. He loves being in mediocre land. It's his favorite spot. It's his Disney World.
So let me ask you a question. With all these issues that you have with him, why do you want him?
I don't. Oh, I'm out on Bradley Beal. But it doesn't matter anyway, because he's not coming here. He's not coming here anyway. So it doesn't even matter. Like, me being out on Bradley Beal literally means nothing, because he's just gonna wallow away in Washington. He's never coming to the Miami Heat. He's never going anywhere. He's just gonna stay there in mediocre land. I don't want to be moved there. Full no trade clause for this guy. What has he done to get a no trade clause?
Question. Here's where we have, that friend-to-friend conversation.
Yep.
How many guys have you said this about that end up on the Heat?
I don't know what you're saying.
No, you don't tell what I'm saying. Hold on.
We're arguing different things here, dude.
Jimmy Butler.
That's not. I didn't say I was against Jimmy Butler.
Lowry.
Stop saying that.
You see the way his eyes light up when you say stuff like that?
I know.
Kyle Lowry, I genuinely had feelings against having on the Heat. I wasn't a big fan of Kyle Lowry. Played for a rival team, And, he's kind of an unlikable player. Like, he flops all over the place. He whines a lot.
Wait.
I thought that was your guy.
So you were saying, to make your point, you were calling the Toronto Raptors a rival team.
They were. Oh, sneaky rival. Sneaky rival. They had a playoff series with the Heat.
All you trying to do is justify the evil words you had for Kyle Lowry before he got here. That's all you're trying to do.
I'm just so
you
sick
just all of a sudden made them the Boston Celtics. The Toronto Raptors, you made the Boston Celtics to justify how you trash Kyle Lowry.
They had a second round series. They kept the Heat from the Eastern Conference Finals.
Didn't they win the championship that year?
No, the Cavs went to the finals that year.
Okay.
That was the year where LeBron would just club DeMar DeRozan over the head every single year. That's basically what would happen. He played whack-a-mole, and every single time it was DeMar DeRozan.
We all
know.
Up. Hey, guys, you can send in your Twitches, your tweets, your texts. We already know this dude is going to change his mind tomorrow. We all know what players he's trash that end up playing, and then he has to say, that's my guy.
I think Bradley Beal's a really good player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a bum. In fact, he's one of my favorite players to watch live. I enjoy watching Bradley Beal's game. But the same act every single year, you just can put your watch to it. When's the time Bradley Beal talks about patience running out in Washington? Oh, yep, it's February 23rd. That might as well be Bradley Beal's Groundhog Day. For most people's Groundhog Day, it's February 2nd. For Bradley Beal's, it's right after the All-Star game. That's his Groundhog Day. So he can tell you to let you know, I'm getting fed up with not winning in Washington, except he loves not winning in Washington. It's his favorite.
You know why? Because he keep getting them too.
Yeah, because he keeps getting he has you all fooled. And he's like, actually, I kind of want to make super maxes every time around.
I tell you what. Not a bad way to be employed. Why we acting like, you know what? Supermax will keep me on a bad team too, right? It's something to be said about your profession and maximizing your money in your profession.
Yeah, good for him. But then eat the money. Don't tell me you're tired of losing.
Yeah, that is correct.
I
That's
only have
correct.
so
Go
much
back to
patience.
the last one. The last one, J Fig. You are one Shams tweet away from loving Bill.
That's not
That's
true.
what you do, dude. That's what you do.
Believe it when I see
That's
it.
like you read one. Wow!
Wait. Let's not forget Goosies.
Look,
Leroy.
everything you're saying would be completely relevant for every other player, except for this one. He's never going to happen. He's going to be in Washington the rest of his career.
All the things you say about Bradley Beal, we're saying them about you, and you too busy talking about Bradley Beal to understand.
I'm just tired of the chase with this guy. It's enough already. He's just like, oh, please. Everybody recognize I'm in the league still. I'm still a thing.
Here's how the show start tomorrow. If something happens and Sham sends out a tweet, Leroy.
That's not gonna happen, dude.
Point for
Leroy. Don't you guys understand? It's never gonna happen. That's the point.
Really?
He's never leaving.
Who? Oh, okay. Again, you had to throw in a couple of bonus words when we're talking about Jimmy Butler. Oh no! I didn't say dodged. May have.
That's true.
Just to cover your own butt. But you know what? Here's what I enjoy doing this show. For these moments when Bradley Beal does his press conference in Heat uniform and having to hear you grovel and try to wiggle your way out of it.
Believe it when I see it. Never going to happen. He's going to be in Washington for the rest of his career. But I tell you what, every February 20th to 25th, we're going to hear from him. Oh, I only have so much patience until he's like 40 on his third Supermax.
Go ahead. Not bad.
Take a break. We're back after this. About 15 minutes of heat here for you on 560 WQAM, your flagship station for Miami Heat basketball. Heat back in action tomorrow, 7:30 against the Milwaukee Bucks. They have just wrapped up practice. I see Kevin Love is speaking to the media, Leroy. Will Manso has tweeted out from Kevin Love. He says, quote, "It's holy ground around here." I like that.
Oh my goodness, dude! It doesn't take much. There it is.
Oh, KLove, love having you here.
He hasn't shot the ball yet.
Well, we'll see. I think it's going to go great.
How many shots does he get?
I'll give him a couple games.
2 games. That's it.
Got to get your feet wet, you know.
And you think you can get it done with 2 games?
By the home opener, it's got to be ready to roll.
You're giving him 2 games to get Heat ready.
Ira Winderman says from Kevin Love, quote, "This is breathing new life into me." I think it's breathing new life into the team, dude. I think you need a little bit of a change up, you know? Too much of the same for this. The whole run it back thing, it's been fine. I feel like people have overreacted on the season on how bad it's been, but I genuinely think that
overreacted you.
What have I done? I've been as steady as it goes, dude. I don't know what you're referring to.
Where does the phrase Tobin tough love come from?
Little TTL, every once in a while, you got to crack it open, dude.
Then that don't mean you were level.
It
does not mean if you've come in here on several occasions and cracked the whip and said, "Oh, all right."
I can't sit idly by as I have my expectations.
And don't say you're because you're not.
Right, dude. All right, don't do the whistle like I did, okay? And also, this is gonna be different. A little change up on things, you know?
It's pretty amazing that a guy you once called the OG 4 to 6, you now think is coming to save the team.
No, I just think it's gonna shake things up. Really? Oh, look at that guy. Doesn't he look good in some Heat garb? You know, that's a mashup jersey. Mash up the Heat a little bit. Get things going, dude.
He has tights on, but they're not tight.
Well, you know,
they're like pajamas.
Maybe the equipment room hasn't gotten his sizes quite right yet.
Yeah, why does he need the tights for the team pictures?
I think they just have you wear
before practice.
They have him do it, so they gotta have him. They gotta blend him into the mashup jersey intro.
Let me explain something to you. Day and day, when those team pictures come, right, and you got practice, you're gonna dress as close to practice as you can and just throw that jersey on top. And what we used to do is we used to steal the kicker pads, so we had to put those. You know, I couldn't put if I put those big ass pads on. Ooh.
You did have some big pads when you played.
He did.
I was looking at the pictures the other day. I was like, goodness gracious.
If I put those big pads on, and took a team picture, I wouldn't get jokes. I'd get nothing but jokes. Oh man, that was the beginning of the end right there.
What do you mean?
Them pads have come a long way.
Them Reeboks on my feet.
Reeboks ruined the feet, dude.
Oh, dude.
Let's see. Kevin Love, according to Brady Hawk, says, while talking to the media, points up to championship banners and says, quote, "I know what it takes to win one of those."
We already got that. You ain't come here for that. We already got that. You got 1, we got 3. We already know. We need you to go stand your ass in the corner, don't get hurt, and make some threes. That's it. That's it. We don't need culture. We don't need I know what it takes. We don't need leadership. Just get your ass in the corner and make threes.
And don't get hurt.
And don't
get hurt.
And don't get hurt.
Yes.
Like that.
Like that.
It was really painful. So you don't think it's appropriate for my 7-year-old to do that?
No.
Oh my goodness.
I think you should do airsoft. Cool.
What's airsoft?
It's air and it's soft.
It's like a no.
That's not an explanation.
It's like not. It's like not as fast of a bullet that gets to you.
I don't think it's that painful.
I mean, don't it like I saw some people play and they freeze them.
Anthony Chang reports
keep the
that
balls in the freezer to keep them hard, to keep them, so they don't melt or something.
Anthony Chang tweets out that Kyle Lowry was back in the building today, but did not practice. So good to see that he knows where the address is. Victor Oladipo and Tyler Herro did practice fully, so that's good news.
So let's do this. The Heat need to go on that run. Say they go on a run, they win 7 or 8 out of 10 in the next 10. What will you think would be the biggest reason?
What do I think would be the biggest reason? Kevin Love, dude. That dude is bringing the shots from downtown. He's making it.
Why do I talk to you? Why don't I talk to you? You can't have a meaningful conversation with you.
What do you mean?
So you think Kevin Love would be the main reason why this team turns it around?
Well, it's like a trickle-down effect. You know, he's there unlocking things that will make things easier for Bam, make things easier for Jimmy. There'll be some jokey jokes, some good fodder.
Make it easier on Bam? If somebody else plays some damn defense.
That would help. But also, you know, makes him more dangerous if he has more options to pass to you. You can't guard him. You can't front him. Exciting, dude.
It's like,
excitement.
Dude.
It's all coming together, man. It's all coming together.
You frustrate me so much. I knew that's what you were going to say, but I thought, you know what? Like when Lucy was holding the ball for Charlie Brown, maybe this time he'll leave the ball down. Nope. What? Right on my ass. Every time.
That's on you, dude. I don't know what to tell you. If you're not learning your lessons after 7 years.
I know it. And
I really thought.
always go, and wait.
I was expecting health or rest, but no.
Here's the other thing. Is I go into it knowing, I say, I'm going to ask this question. I even explain it sometimes. I'm going to ask this question, but I know you're going to go full heel, but maybe you'll give me a serious, this time, maybe he'll give me an honest answer. No, never. No, he never does it. Or when the answer is obvious and he'll look bad, guess what he says? Hard to say. And then, can I ask you a question? When you say that to your wife, how mad does she get? Because I can see how that saying right there could be a relationship ender because you never have a conversation. Hey, would you do this if it was you? Hard to say.
Country music and sports fans, we've got your chance to win a trip for 2 to see country music great Luke Bryan at Resorts World Las Vegas. We'll give you some cash to pay for the airfare, pick you up at the hotel, and we give you 2 tickets to see Luke Bryan. Drink a beer.
Change the song.
No, my favorite is he's got to almost put the period at the end.
Here's how you win. You go to the Odyssey app, you log in, and you listen to WQAM, or go to WQAM.com and listen. You'll get an entry for every hour that you listen. The more you listen, the more chances you have to win. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com.
That's kind of like white on white crime, isn't it?
I mean,
because, you know, if I were to say that and sing like that to Creed and Luke Bryan and all these guys, you say, oh, you think all white singers sound the same. Well, that's how you sing all of them the same way. So I can just blame you. I don't believe that. But when Tobin sings me those songs, that's what he believes. That they all sound the same.
Finally, one piece of Heat news before we hit the break. Omer Yurtseven, Nikola Jovic, Kyle Lowry, all ruled out for tomorrow. So no Big Yurt.
Big Yurt? I thought we... And Jovic, what are we doing?
I don't know.
You played like 3 minutes. And all of a sudden you got a broke back. Man, we just need health. I'm telling you. Think about it. You got what? 7 feet and 6'10"?
Be nice.
Yeah. Just go out and wave your hands. Like, wave your hands. You got something. You're going to block something just from being tall.
Take a quick break. Wrap things up on the other side. Back after this.
drunk out on the dance floor. Baby girl ass jiggle like she want more. Like she a groupie and I ain't even no tour. Baby, cause she
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Well, I'll let you guys know, Jason Aldean is coming to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm this October. If you guys want to win tickets, enter now at WQAM.com, and you might be on your way to see Jason Aldean chilling on a dirt road.
Love it.
Love it, dude. Those tickets courtesy of Live Nation. Check out livenation.com for more great shows. I'll give you a weather update here from the DeBesman and Dover Law Firm, your accessattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE. Currently 81 degrees in Miami. 65% humidity with winds going 9 miles per hour. I don't know the direction. Leroy, that's usually his bag.
Now, is that by you?
That was by me, JV, but I didn't go to the Windowplex because my windows
know
are
how much it is
closed.
by me?
How much is it by you?
86 degrees.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mostly sunny.
It's getting to that. I feel like it's crazy. You've seen like there's blizzards all over the country right now. It's pretty wild. I don't know if we're getting any cold front soon. I don't 10-day forecast it, but
I don't think so. Last time they said it, it never came.
There was but yeah, I was watching this morning, and I like seeing the national people. They were just like, it's freezing out. I'm like, that's a shame. Sorry, you guys got to deal with that. See the icicles come down from the traffic light. It's a lot to deal with.
It's a lot to deal with, but so is a lot of heat.
So just
come on. Don't cry about the heat. That's so Go live in Wisconsin for a year, J-Fig, and then you could choose where you want to live.
Did you live in Wisconsin for a year?
I did. I did live in Wisconsin for over a year. Went to school there. Yeah, Madison, Wisconsin.
Was it terrible?
It was absolutely egregiously painful to be in that cold every single day. It does not show any sunshine from about Thanksgiving until the end of April, and the snow does not melt that whole time.
When I was driving,
they got a lot of heat. Oh my goodness, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. But we gotta deal with this heat.
I can't ski.
When I went up to Tennessee for Thanksgiving this year, I didn't know what to do when my car got frost on it. I was like, what the hell is this? This one really, it was like an alien had landed on my car. I was like, what do I do here? How do I deal? Like, I couldn't imagine dealing with that every single day.
And the other fun thing about living up in the cold weather, you have to shovel your sidewalk and driveway before 8 o'clock in the morning because kids got to get to school. And they have people in these little golf carts that are like, they got this plastic around them so they can stay warm. They sit there and wait for it to turn 8 o'clock. And if you don't have everything shoveled, whether you have to work or not, you get up in the butt cold of the morning. If you don't have it shoveled, they start sticking tickets on your mailbox.
Woo! No.
So let's say you have a day off. No, you're still getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning so you can go shovel snow in the cold of the morning.
I don't mind the heat. The hurricanes are very scary, and iguanas that are like the invasive species. But what are you gonna do? Every place has their downfall.
Yeah.
Now, California earthquakes.
I don't know if you guys saw this. Did you guys see that the All-Star ratings for the NBA? Which, by the way, I watched. I didn't even watch the All-Star game. I watched Bam's highlights on Heat Twitter. So I'm guilty of this. I contributed to this downfall. They were down 20% this year from last year. Biggest decline in 10 years. I mean, I don't know how you fix it. You have these games going to 200 points. I don't know how you fix it. I don't know what the thing is, but I do feel like just the charm of All-Star games, they just feel like they've completely worn off.
Yeah,
like they've tried everything.
Is that me just becoming old? I can remember as a kid, man, I used to get stoked up for the All-Star game. It was fun. Scottie Pippen would go out there. They'd score. It was awesome. Now I have no desire. And is it because the All-Star games aren't as cool and fun as they used to be, or is it just me getting old?
I think the thing is, I think there's a real element to we get exposed to everything now. We have the ability to have Ja Morant at our fingertips. If you're a Heat fan and you don't get to see, the Grizzlies, or you get some level of it. Like there's nothing special about All-Star games anymore, and to the point where the NFL is just basically they've changed it to a flag football game. Baseball, they made it count. They didn't make it count. I give these leagues credit. They've tried. I just think the allure of an All-Star game or a Pro Bowl, I think it's all just worn off. It's all just gone completely bland, and they've tried. I think the most interesting thing that they did was they saved the draft before the end of the game, before the last day. They tried to throw another wrinkle into it because that was the only other thing. Well, what do the guys think about each other? What would happen if they picked it like street ball style? They went and did picks. All right, they did that, but then like once that's over, who cares?
Yeah, but that's just starting to just reek of effort, and there's too much I got to think about, and I don't know who's playing for who. It used to be just East, West. I knew who was matching up, but you got a good point. Like, if you weren't one of the top, like, 5 or 6 teams in the league back in the day, you never saw those teams play. So you're like, oh, wow, I do want to see John Morant do this. I never get to see him on TV. Or, ooh, wow. Well, not Zion. That's not a good example because he never plays. But nonetheless, there's some teams you never see and some players you never really see. So it's cool to actually watch them play basketball or any type of sport.
The only thing that I think might work, because it's become such a thing with all of the best players being international, I think international versus U.S. would be like the last wild card they can play. Thing is, I don't know if you could field an entire international team. You probably could if you want, and I don't know how much people would love the idea of like, oh, I missed out on an all-star spot because we're doing U.S. versus international. So, Bogdanovich is an all-star. But I would like to see like Jokic, Doncic, Giannis, Joel Embiid. Let's see what all these guys do. Guys not born in America versus
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons. Yeah, you can throw Ben Simmons on. Technically, you can throw Kyrie there too. Born in Australia. So I think that's like the last wrinkle that they could probably do that would, I guess, get a level of interest. But I don't even know if that's going to work because I feel like the guys are going to be like, do we care? Do we care? Is this something that, like, is Jokic going to put in full effort? I don't know. I don't know what could do it, but I'm guilty of it too. I looked at it and I was like, I know Bam's not going to play that much. I know that. I know how this is going to work. Some guy's going to go out. Some dude who's going to shoot a ton of threes is going to get all the points. They're not going to let him get his shine. So he made the All-Star game. That was the important thing for me. You get some representation, but I don't know. It's just not that thrilling for me. And it used to be. I remember Dwayne Wade winning the All-Star game MVP. Like, it mattered. I was like, oh, that's cool, because Dwayne wasn't getting his shine that year. It was all about Kobe and it was all about LeBron. And Dwayne was like winning was on his way to the scoring title. So I was like, oh, Dwayne Wade. Hey, everybody, this is getting a chance to see Dwayne Wade. So, but this year, like, who doesn't see, like, if you don't know who the best players in the league are, if you don't see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you see him on Twitter. You see him on highlight show. You see him all over the place.
I think you got something there. Yeah, if you want to watch a game, you can find it anywhere pretty much for free. You can see all types of highlights on all types of websites. Back in the day, there was a little more, I guess, mystery around it. So, yeah, it's not as special as it used to be. And I mean, what the NFL did was egregious. It just angered me. That flag football game was just
so bad.
It angered me. Like, I was like, why am they wasting their time? It really angered me. Nobody cared. It lasted way too long. It went on for about 5 hours. It was just, nobody cared. I don't mind the NBA game where they don't play defense. They didn't play defense back in the day. That's fine. But, give me something special and exciting.
Yeah, it's not even like not trying on defense. It's literally like, hey, why don't we just open the runway for threes and dunks for the entire, 60 minutes that we're out here. That's the thing that's like, they don't even put the thing with the NFL is like, all right, we've now admitted this is completely fraudulent. You basically have said, hey, let's turn this into flag football. Then they actually turn it into flag football. At least cosplay for me. Throw on some shoulder pads, like make it look like you're trying to do some football. And then the same thing with the NBA. I don't know. I know it's not going anywhere. Like, I'm not going to be upset. Just cancel it, because I know it's stupid. The TV, even with the ratings being down, it's a TV product. They're going to put something on TV. There's too many things that there's not enough things that are live that people would tune into. But I don't know, man. It's weird off of me. The whole exciting part is just being named an all-star. It's not playing as an all-star.
Yeah, and maybe some of it is players bounce around a lot more than they used to. Like you said, Dwayne Wade, you're like, he's our guy. He's the lead guy. You see Kevin Durant playing for the Suns or Brooklyn, you're like, nobody's like, that's our guy. Kevin Durant, when he goes in the Hall of Fame, who does he even go in, for what team would he even go in with? It's just, I don't know. There's not, I used to watch and be like, oh, you have your all-star representative. I'm going to watch for my guy. I hope he represents well for our team. Now it's kind of, I don't know.
I think what annoyed me last year and lost me Dan Day was like the Heat were the 1 seed and like they gave just one all-star. And I was like, they had, you could argue they had 3 all-stars last year. And it's just like, All right, so we're just gonna not give any rewards for anybody who actually deserves it. And I don't know. This year, I was only gonna be mad if Bam wasn't named, but I knew how that was gonna go. It was gonna be Jason Tatum chucking up a bunch of shots. It's always about Boston. It's like, oh, what was the highlight of the All-Star game? Jaylen Brown versus Jason Tatum. Oh, it was O'Keefe. Good to know. That was my favorite pot. All right, dude. I get you. Enough of you, Boston. I'm sick of you. You know what I'm saying, J-Fig?
Sick of Boston?
Oh, I'm sick of Boston. Always sick of Boston.
They do get a lot of shine, man. A lot of shine. Them and the Lakers. It just seems like doesn't matter if they're playing well. Of course, Boston's playing well this year, but the Lakers have been terrible. They're always on TV, always being talked about. It's just like, ugh.
We'll talk to you guys coming up tomorrow. We had a lot of fun today. Back Friday. Leroy will be back for the whole show tomorrow. I know everybody's like, hey, he's been dealing with his leg thing, so he's getting that fixed up. But we'll be back tomorrow for a wrap up of the week, everybody. Hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Tyreek, please no more liking tweets. All right, dude. Like let's just keep it supporting Tua. That's what I need.
It means nothing. It means
nothing. Get off the Twitter, please.
No, I just please. Yeah,
for a little while.
Keep your
you.
Me.
Yeah.
If you say so. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Helping you.
Maybe you guys are right. It could be nothing.
It is nothing. Stop it.
His name is Adam Schenk.
Yes.
Get out of here.
I promise you.
Like the River Jordan. Get a nice Trae.
Oh, look. Wait. Say they're going to run. They win 7 or 8 out of 10 in the next 10. What will you think would be the biggest reason?
Kevin Love, dude. That dude is bringing the shots from downtown. He's making it.
Why do I talk to you?
Joint pain. It's something that can